I like the fact that it's it's actually going on and stuff like that. That's a different pace. And let me make sure that I'm muted here so it doesn't pop up on the thing. But yeah, that's definitely a cool feature. I really dig that. Um, but yeah, so those are the things that I'm thinking about in regards to adjustments being made. As actually, let me look at Twitter, and let's just do that. Retweet. Um, so yeah, episode 393 of the show radio. What's up, peeps in chat? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, a couple of minutes we'll start. We're just warming things up here. Danielle's in the house. What's up, Daniela?
I don't know. Man, I'm trying to see if like this whole meal prep thing and cooking so early in advance is like beneficial.
So yeah, so what did you make?
I only finished the dinner meals for the week, so two or three of the meals will consist of a chicken bruschetta pasta, and then the
Okay.
other meals will be like a lemon, garlic, rosemary baked chicken.
Okay.
And that's
Sounds
just
sounds dope.
dinner. They're like two
Okay.
giant pans. Like I feel like I am cooking Thanksgiving meal every Sunday.
Okay. So
But
this is how long have you been doing this?
this is the second week.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find a better way to streamline it in a way. Because
All right.
last week, which I'm kind of grateful that we did our recording on Friday because it was my first time, I was cooking for just over 5.5 hours.
What?
Like, yeah, I'm so tired of cooking. I didn't finish till about 11 o'clock at night.
So now is this a fitness thing, or you're making adjustments, or that kind of a thing?
A little column A, a little column B. It is like a fitness thing. I want to lose some weight. But it's just
Okay.
overall wanting to eat better and healthier and not being left with those last minute moments where you're just like, okay, what are we gonna eat? It's like 6 o'clock at night. We got home late. We didn't start anything yet. It's kind of just trying to avoid those moments, which this past week has been super nice that I have all these meals ready. I just throw it in, we heat it up, we eat, and we're still eating together.
Right.
But there's no worry about if we have a meals ready or not, or if we're gonna make some really bad decision to go eat out, which super trying to avoid.
Okay. So like when you eat out, what do you usually where did you go? A particular spot, or how does
Pizza.
that
It's like pizza is the worst ever.
It's like pizza to go to?
Oh, almost. Yeah, it is. I mean, you try to avoid the typical McDonald's, Burger Kings, and everything like that. But there's this really good pizza joint that's kind of close by. I wish it was a little bit further away because I wouldn't be tempted.
Mm.
But it's so good though.
Okay.
Trying to avoid that and just balance out meals. And on top of that, my boyfriend's diabetic, so
Okay.
trying to regulate that. That's something new to me. My family, there's diabetes doesn't run in my family, and I don't really know too many people, so that's a different kind of meal plan altogether. Because he has to limit how much sugar he eats, which
Mhm.
we're Asian, and almost every one of our meals has rice. So
Right.
we have that's like a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs.
Does it have to have rice, or you can substitute something else?
No, it doesn't. I've been choosing other options, which
Okay.
makes me sad. But
Which makes you sad.
I love
Okay.
rice. I love
Rice is
rice.
great. Listen. I'm with you. I haven't had it in I think a couple of months at this point, but
Oh, I
But
can't
yeah,
go a
rice is
couple
pretty
months
dope.
without rice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Wait, let me see. Today, no, today I had what greens, broccoli stuff, yams. But yeah, not really a lot of rice. Chicken, macaroni and cheese, but no rice on that plate today. That was a couple of hours ago. Then I did the pasta with the green beans and stuff recently, so that was that. So yeah, food, food, food. 393, Daniela.
You ready?
I'm trying to get ready. You already know what's up. You already know. You
All
already
right.
know.
Let's do this.
You already know what's up. So yeah, 393, few away from 400. I think that's going to be a really big milestone for us, uh, for sure. So I'm excited about that. How you feeling today?
Good. Ready to go on the hour.
Word. All right, so 393. Let's do it. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the show. Radio. This is episode 393. I'm your host Andrew,
Hey guys, I'm Danny.
and this is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. Head over to theshowradio.info. Once again, that's theshowradio.info, and check out our past shows while you're there. Subscribe and tell a friend about the show. The show's on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, all the places that you can find podcasts. We're located there. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in and listening. We really do appreciate it. Daniela, what is up? What's up?
Um, I don't know. I feel like there's been a lot of good news, really interesting news, really sad things that happened this past week.
Such as?
The world is such a sad thing. Um,
Because?
it's because it is sad. Okay, so you have really great news, like you had the Oscars this past Sunday. You
Right.
had you had new milestones and great things happening, especially with Black Panther, which is really,
True.
really great news. And then you have like really, really sad things. I heard that my hometown in California, there was, I guess, a shooting at the Glendale Galleria, which is one of my favorite malls.
Wow.
And yeah, that's just terrible. And I'm a lot of we'll just stay away from that. We'll stick with the gaming stuff. But even then, shootings and stuff like that, we got stuff with coming up with like Trump and his whole mindset of game violence, which I don't get it. All of these years and these game violence things, like there's nothing that shows there's anything tight. I don't understand. That's later on in the
Right.
show.
So I should be completely like I should have like a whole bunch of guns here, kind of thing. Okay, just speaking in the context of the Trump and the that whole thing. I should be brainwashed into believing that I should have every weapon I see in every game that I played, as far as the Call of Duties and those games. Right, I should have grenades handy, maybe some AR-15s, which I've considered getting an AR-15. I have. So I should have all those things based on how people are viewing the individuals who are playing violent games and how it affects those individuals. But I don't, right? I don't have guns. I I went to a shooting range recently, which we talked about. I'm considering learning how to shoot. I may get a weapon in the future. Um, I may get the license, premise license, which we've talked about briefly on several occasions. But that whole conversation has always been interesting to me when it relates to gamers. Are gamers the problem, basically? That that has bothered me for many years. But I think that's a conversation that we need to find some group to blame while trying to find a proper solution. And they, throw that mental illness thing around, and so it's always been an interesting conversation to me, just hearing all those things. So.
I have to cut you real quick. Your audio is coming a little bit digitized to me. I don't know if you hear me the same way.
Nah, I hear you fine.
Yours is a little bit choppy.
Still.
No, it's actually fine now.
All right,
Maybe
so
Discord doesn't like that you're talking about guns.
could be. I can close some windows, make sure I can stop the I don't know.
Hey, El Taco Justice. Yeah, he says
What
your
up?
audio is a bit cutting off on Andrew. See, you sound fine to me now.
I sound fine. So am I still fine?
Yeah. See?
Okay.
Discord prep.
I look like I'm skipping a little bit though. I look my video is skipping a little bit, but I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Your video seems fine too.
All right.
It
So
doesn't
maybe I
like you
shouldn't
talking about
move
guns.
too much. I don't
No.
know. Maybe yeah, maybe it doesn't like me talking about guns. So 393 sounds good now. So I closed some windows. I had another tab open in the background. So I guess if that is still a thing, let us know. El Taco, thanks for joining us. So yeah, so definitely a lot to talk about. I guess I'm gonna jump at the top of the show. Maybe I should close the video window, but if I close the video window, I won't be able to see all the fancy things that you have prepared for this episode. But if there's anything that sounds really crazy, El Taco, please let us know. Thanks for hanging out for sure. All right, first things first. CE Week, New York. That's happening June, if I remember correctly, 20th to 21st. That's happening at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. I sent in the application for that to cover that, and they approved it. I was actually surprised because I'm surprised when any company approves anything these days. so, so that happened. But one of the things that I really enjoyed this week, which we'll talk about in a second, but I'm learning that there's a lot of people paying attention to the things that we're doing, and I didn't realize to what magnitude. So I kind of brushed it off a lot, and I think that I need to stop doing that. So I'll stop there. Any comments and thoughts on that?
Um, well, June is going to be super busy for you. That's super exciting because you're just pretty much going to get off of E3 and go right into CE week, which is basically, what's the best way to describe that week? Fashion week for technology.
Right.
Which is super
And
exciting and super cool.
I don't think we're gonna get any sleep.
You mean you? I don't get to be there. You don't get any sleep.
Well, you're gonna be with me in June.
Well, yeah, in
That's the plan.
E3. That in E3, I almost want to buy a Fitbit because I'm very, very curious to see how much we're gonna walk. Because last year was a lot of walking. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
It was definitely a lot of walking. So I'm looking forward to that whole thing. I'm trying to see if anything is coming up between now, March was 11th, and April. So I'm going to look into seeing if anything else is happening. Definitely going to be some bonus conversations. I'm trying to plan those right now. One already scheduled for this week, so look for that. But the one that we just had this past week was video game executive Kevin Dent, esport executive Kevin Dent, and that conversation was really delightful for me. Your thoughts on that?
I didn't get to finish it yet because I don't want to be doing anything else. I want to sit there and listen and but I did start. I did listen to the first. I want to say 30 minutes. I think 30 or 40 minutes. It's about an hour 20 conversation. That man has done so much. Has been everywhere. Like he's got his feet in like all the ponds.
Everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think
Everything.
that is so cool. It's like it's amazing to see like where um any one person's career and path has led them and hear about their experiences. So that's why I just want to be able to sit and listen, and he's really up there. So it's a good
Yeah.
time.
So I guess a couple of things. I'll unpack that. That conversation has been in planning for a long time. I'll say that. Okay. Behind the scenes, trying to plan that has been a while, and the fact that he doesn't really do a lot of interviews, from what I noticed, from what I was doing the research on it. So I was very happy that he took the time to speak to us. So that was dope, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. And it seems that there was a lot of individuals who appreciated the episode too. So thank you for definitely listening to that. More bonuses on the way. Trying to grind those out in the background so you guys can enjoy those conversations. Those are going to be separate from the actual show itself. So the numbers will go up when we record together. And I had to find a place to have conversations that we can still capture and have you guys enjoy those. And it looks like it's going to be the bonus episode until something changes in the near future. So right now, that's going to be the format for that. So bear with us. As much as I want Daniela to be on those episodes, which we've talked about already, it's tough because of the time gap that we already have. And we're making a lot of things work. And I'm really excited about that. So definitely look for more. Stay tuned for more of those bonus episodes. They're not going to be bundled up with the actual show episodes, which will be here. The numbers will only go up when we record together, unless something crazy happens. But the 394 is going to be with Daniela, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what's going on with that. What else did I want to share there? Okay, so tips. Okay, so I'll say this. Do you think that conversation was, would you say that that was a good interview from a scale of 1 to 10? Like, what would you rate that?
Mm, I want to say like an 8 or 9.
Okay, so why do you say 8 or 9?
I think um 8 or 9 because I think I would have liked. I think I'm spoiled by our video thing here.
Got it.
So I miss that point of being able to see reactions and that genuine thing. Like you can hear it in both your voice and your conversation. It was very nice and very organic,
Right.
which is like ours, which is always fun. Um, but I think because of that, sometimes you get a little bit like sidetracked because
Okay.
it's more of a personal thing than an interview.
Right.
So for me, sometimes like it was nice where you got that nice flow, you're getting the conversation going, but it feels like okay, I want to know more about you and not so much the sidetracking.
Right. Right. It
That's
was,
right.
yeah. Okay, so it was interesting. So my thing is, once I realized out of the gate, all I needed to do was move the track so the train could go on another rail, right? Then I was comfortable with the things that we already had prepared for the conversation, as well as where he was going to take it, right? So the fact that I was speaking to him was like an honor in and of itself, because we've talked about having a conversation in the past. And then I realized that the other thing is I spent 10 minutes speaking in total, and he did 69 minutes, almost 70 minutes by himself, right? And I think the ratio of that conversation, which I think, if I could spend less time talking than in 10 minutes, I would have. But I needed to pivot a couple of things to, hear what he was going to say about it. So that in and of itself was really cool, because I wanted to make sure that he did most of the talking anyway. I think that's the goal for me when I'm doing conversations. It hasn't always been the goal, because I wanted to talk as well. But after doing so many episodes, you're like, okay, the guest is the one that's supposed to be doing most of the talking. I think that's that by design. So I love the way that went, and I'm looking forward to the other ones and new voices that we haven't heard on this platform yet, which is what I'm gauging. Not individuals that we've already talked, acquaintances or colleagues in the industry that I've had conversations with already. I'm actually looking for new conversations, new voices that I haven't had a chance to speak with, and I'm looking forward to see where that goes. So yeah, so definitely tune into that. That's a bonus episode. Kevin Dent. I definitely had a good time with that. But I'd give it a 7.
Really?
Really? Yeah, I would give it a 7 because not because of execution per se, but echoing some of the things that you said in regards to the video platform. And it's going to be very difficult to get people on video and audio, and it seems like there's a lot of individuals on the go. Skype is not necessarily an option for me at this point because of the reliability of that. And Discord is great, but not everyone is on Discord. What's going on, Try? And because not everyone's on Discord, I have to find a place to have that conversation, even if it's just the audio portion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that ended up being the way it was on a conversation. And so to me, I think I'll give it a solid 7. I think that's fair. It's not too good, not too bad, and I'm not gonna go that high because I think everything needs improvement. But the fact that the listeners really dug into that one really makes me happy. So I'm looking forward to doing more.
Still have to finish it. It was good though. It's just that he just I love listening about his history. That was just that blew my mind. I remember you telling me about him last year.
Yeah,
And so to finally see this happen and to really hear from the man himself, I thought that was really good.
yeah, because the context of parties doesn't allow you to have conversations like that as much as you want to. And if you do, it's on a small scale, maybe 5 minutes or less, depending on how much the person is moving around, mingling and stuff like that, especially if they're part of the organizing of the party or hosting to some degree. So I think it was like what, an hour and 18 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
And
something like
it could have went longer.
that.
That's
Yeah,
the other
that I
thing.
can believe. That I can believe.
It could have went longer. I could have pivoted in so many, morning routines, execution, businesses, esports, conversations. I could have, man, as much as I wanted to, but the fact that the man was taking time away from his family on vacation in Europe while he was talking to me, that was enough.
That's pretty awesome though.
That was enough.
So thank you,
So that's what's
Kevin.
going on with that. That's what's happening with that. Yeah. So the next thing I definitely want to talk about, is the fact that we've had this awesome mic, the Shure MV51 review and impressions. We want to talk a little bit about that, and I definitely want to hear your thoughts first, Daniela, and then I'll add a couple of tidbits here and there. But it's been a great experience, and hopefully it doesn't open any crazy windows when I open that up. So Daniela, MV51 Shure impressions and review. Your take first.
I love this. I love the way I'm looking at it right now because I'm still using it. That's what I've been using for the podcast for the last
Yeah.
4 episodes, I think. Um, my number one thing, my initial thoughts on it was I love the weight behind it. And it just feels so incredibly well constructed. And it's meant to be very super portable, which it is. It's a nice size, a nice shape. And not that I would ever want to, and not that I did, I feel like I can accidentally drop this and not have to worry. On top of that, I've been happy with the way that it sounds. I go back and listen to, our show, I watch it and what we upload. So I've been super happy with the audio and the use of it. It is something new, so compared to what I was using before, the Blue Yeti. So it has some different settings on top of it. I love the touchscreen on the front of it, how easy it is to mute, adjust the volume on it. I love the 5 different modes that you have for audio, singing music, recording, instruments. If you played instruments, I think I love that versatility of it. The one feature that I didn't get to try was that it is able to connect to your iPhone for recording, which I thought that was really really cool. That's nice for on the go. Whether you're doing a podcast, you're creating music with friends, or if you're doing it as street performances, I think that was awesome. I would have loved if it had some Android functions because that's what I have. I would have loved to test that and see how that works and the ease of it. But I'm still really super super happy. I love this. I even love the
Yeah.
way that it looks. Like just the way that it looks, it has that old school feel and look to it. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Nasty, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out. It was great hanging out with you a couple of days ago, man. Hanging out with Nasty and his wife and the city. So that was fun. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, man. I really do appreciate you chilling with us, and it was definitely fun chilling with you. The MV51, I really appreciate the actual mic, so I'm going to read a couple of things. Large diaphragm condenser microphone for iOS and USB. So you have that. The front panel touch control, as you mentioned, which I'm not going to reiterate everything you mentioned. Lightning and USB cables included. Okay, so the only thing that I was upset about is the fact that we have to give it back. Outside of that, the experience of using the actual microphone, the weight to it, as you mentioned, which is really fantastic. The sound quality is great. You don't necessarily have to be that close to it. I tend to want to be in close proximity of the mic itself, or whatever that mic is, so you have a constant sound and the volume's not going up and down. Even though you can fix those things in post production. But in terms of the unit itself, studio quality sound, it's a USB only, right? And it also has the 3.5 millimeter jack for your headphones and different things like that that you want to connect to it. So at this stage in the game, if you were getting a microphone for the first time, and I think this is tricky now because we had an opportunity to enjoy and use this, right? For the individuals who are considering mixers and things like that down the road, or considering XLR stuff down the road to use, you may not necessarily consider this, right? But if all you care about is that the mic works and you're just plugging in into your PC and you're looking for a solid device that you can get a stand for, a small stand or whatever, a boom arm, whatever you decide to get, and you're looking for something pretty well-rounded in features, like overall, this is a solid solution. Now, in terms of your budget, whatever that's going to be, that could, make or break. But if you're not going to buy any other mics after this, which is tough, because what happens is when individuals start getting mics, I think I've gone through at least 5 to 7 mics already and ending up with the one that I have right now, which is the ATR 2100. If I were to do it all over again, and this is, if I was starting my podcast today, right, and I wanted one mic that's going to last me for a very long time, it would definitely be a mic that has XLR and a USB built in, right? But if I didn't care about the XLR stuff and I wanted one mic that's going to last me for a long time, then I would definitely consider the Shure MV51. So it all depends on the needs, right? Because some individuals say, well, yeah, I want a mic to stream and stuff like that. You can do it with that mic. I want a mic that's built, that's a solid frame. That's definitely, the MV51 is a solution. Yeah, I want to make sure it sounds really great, studio quality. Yeah, you can get that with the MV51. Yeah, I want an XLR kind of feature. You're not getting that with the MV51. So that's pretty much, how I would gauge that. But in terms of overall use, in terms of like when you have it set up on a small stand or any kind of boom arm, it looks incredible. Like, I know we took pictures and stuff, and you're showing pictures right now on stream. I would recommend it to individuals who do not have a mic right now, that's only considering a USB mic only, that they're going to have for a very long time. So what tends to happen is once you get one mic and you love using mics and you want to collect them, like I collect headsets now. I love headsets. I'm already looking at one right now on Amazon that I want to get. I already have enough headsets, but I want more. So you start getting into that collection stage, and I'm trying to move away from that. But overall, in terms of use, in terms of build quality, and everything that it offers as a microphone, large diaphragm microphone, I think it's fantastic.
I would not suggest this as a streaming mic. If you are strictly a Twitch streamer, you do video games, I wouldn't suggest it. Yeah, it sounds great, but if that's all you're going to be doing, you're just going to be playing video games. I really wouldn't. It is
Because
well, first of all, it's the price. The price is a bit steep, especially if you're just starting out. I believe they have it available for $199, and that is a bit much for just a streamer. Now, if you have a creative stream in which you produce music, I'm not saying about the Monster Cat DJing music, but I know that there are pianists, there are guitarists that are they have their musical streams. I
right.
would suggest this. I think this is a great mic for that and starting. Um, but if you're just doing gaming, I wouldn't say. I think there's other options. There's better options, and I think there's something that they should look into, the XLRs. Um, but other than that, I mean, if you're starting up a show, if you are recording music, singing, yeah, this is a great starter. I would have to say that. Anything else, I think the 199 price tag is just, it's a bit high if you're just starting out.
Yeah. So if you like the classic look, it's definitely a beautiful finish on it. It's it's well built. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If somebody's robbing a bank and you have it in your hand, you throw it, you got a good football arm, you could really knock somebody out with this thing.
Yeah,
That
that's
is absolutely a fact, which I'm not saying that that's what you're going to use it for, but it's definitely a well constructed piece of equipment that we enjoyed. So definitely thank you, Shore, for the opportunity to check these out. And yeah, that's what we have. So if you have any comments in regards to that MV51, let us know in the chats. Any questions that you have, let us know, and we'll address those as they come in the chat. So that's what's going on with that. Rob, what's up? And yeah, if we made it before you end it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what's going on with that. So any other additional thoughts, let us know. That is definitely a thing. So a couple of deals that I did see. Okay, before we get to the deals, I did see something that said best Android photo apps. One of them included one called Retrica, which was new to me. I know VSCO was a popular one. Retrica was in there, and then some other apps for that. Also, I saw this podcast-based writing course. If you're looking into that, that's going to be a link in the show notes as well. So definitely wanted to mention those two things. I think. Why do I feel like I'm missing something here? Let me see. Oh no, it's not. So it's here. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Any comments on those two things?
the podcast based writing course is something I'm looking forward to checking out, listening to, and learning from. Writing is definitely one of my weakest points. I can talk till like your ears fall off, no problem, but
Mm.
translating that into uh written text, that's hard. It's never been my strong point. So we'll see what I can learn from that and pick up from it.
Yeah. So that's always been an interesting thing, even the way we put the show notes together. I know we've gone through 2 or 3 different revisions of how we're doing it. I know I had boxes in there, I had different notes on the bottom, but now I think it seems more, as you said before, organic in relation to how we have the conversation with just the information there as bullet points, which is what we have, right? And then we build off of that based on a conversation, and then you guys in the chat, help us out with that in regards to the conversation. So that's pretty much how show notes just set up. So I'm finding it even easier now to put it together, as I mentioned in previous episodes, because of the format that we have. So that's been a really good thing. I know sometimes we write quotes based on the conversation that's surrounding a particular topic. We've done that. But I think that you are pretty good at, I guess, conversational written stuff. I think.
Mm. Well, like you said earlier, there's always room for improvement. Always.
Always. Always. So we'll have that in the show notes for sure. So that's what's going on with that. Deals, a couple of deals that I did see. Halo 5 was a deal this week, and also Destiny 2 was a deal this week. The Destiny 2 one made me sad because of the state of the game, right? Uh, because of the state of the game. Iron Banner's going on right now. There's an awesome pulse rifle that you can get, and some other weapons, but I'm really interested in a pulse rifle if I continue trying to get it, that kind of a thing. The game, I think at one point when that deal was going on, was like $15. Destiny 2 for $15.
That is really sad.
That's sad. I think that's sad. The Halo, I think, was 20 or something like that. And that was interesting to me. So Destiny is a game that I still love. I still enjoy playing the strikes and stuff like that. I got a couple of kills when we were playing PvP Iron Banner recently, but the fact that they're making the adjustments and they're not there yet is still something that we're working through. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. Any comments on those two things?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nothing there. Next thing we have entertainment news. Black Panther actor Michael B. Jordan has announced he will add an inclusion writer to all future projects produced by his company, Outlier Society Productions. Any comments on that?
Okay, so we all love Black Panther. We all have. This has nothing to do directly with the actor himself or what
Right,
he's doing, but I
right.
just I just have to say this. I am so sick and tired of seeing those tweets about Killmonger and like, oh, that could be my future baby daddy. Like,
You don't want to see any more of those?
he was a terrible person. He killed his girlfriend. What is wrong with you women? What you want is the Black Panther himself. Come on.
Apparently they don't. They want the guy with all the bumps on his body. Apparently,
You cannot fix that man. Don't think you can fix that man. Don't think he's going to stick around if you want him to be your baby daddy. He killed his girlfriend. Come on. He's got problems. This is kind of like how those really bad memes where like you have that woman who's like, I wish I had a good man, and here's, Black Panther who's, he's still in love with this girl who broke up with him. And caters to her and loves her and just wants her to be his queen and help him, make Wakanda better. And yet, like, here you go, Killmonger. That's the man that I want. Nah, man.
Nah, you're not feeling that.
I'm not feeling that. I'm so sick and tired of this tweet.
It's an interesting thing, but I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not surprised by that. But really torn about D2. Been mostly playing other things, trying not to think about it. Yeah, El Taco says. Nasty Stray Sick Nasty says, if Bungie and D2 don't get things in order soon, the Division 2 will take over. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we'll talk about Division 2 definitely later. But yeah, so the inclusion rider thing, what do you think about that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Smart.
Absolutely.
But I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on those tweets. That's where my mind is right now. That's where my mind is.
But
like,
I
what
mean,
do you think?
I mean, just the fact that after it was mentioned by that individual that mentioned it on stage, I don't remember her name at this stage in the game right now. But having a rainbow colored, and even that's almost part of the conversation that Kevin Dent and I had, because he mentioned that, he was talking about inclusion and multicolored and having all different individuals from all different types when you're creating projects, because he grew up in a environment where you had these different, multicolored rainbows of awesome people, right? And he talked about that. So I think that even if you look at a movie like I've been hearing about, which I plan to watch, Coco or something like that, that in of itself was a beautiful thing from what I've gathered. And I know we have some movie things that we're going to talk about later. So just a multicolored casting, and I think is an amazing thing. And I think that the more we see that, the more it'll be better for whatever industry that incorporates it. So I'll say that. That's all I have there. What do you got?
I think it's a long time coming that this should have happened. It shouldn't. I mean, I'm glad that he's starting it. I don't know if there's other companies that have that inclusion writer in it.
Right.
I don't know the exact history, but to hear that, to see that, like everything else, is a good step forward.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Yeah.
But
That's what we got there.
I want to be able to read this quote though. He says, "I've been privileged to work with powerful women and persons of colors throughout my career, and it's Outlier's mission to continue to create for talented individuals going forward."
Word.
I think that's a nice, good, simple quote.
So much talent, so many different places. So that's definitely a thing. Thank you for reading that. Get Out's Jordan Peele made history at the 2018 Oscars on Sunday night, becoming the first Black writer to win an Academy Award for original screenplay. Are you shocked?
No, I'm not. It was good.
Okay.
And I think congratulations to him.
Okay.
So, those are one of the very few things. I didn't watch all the Oscars. I did watch those like highlights like that. So
Okay. Bits and
it's
pieces.
you know what's kind of sad, kind of like, oh, it's great. It's great news. It really is.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I kind of think it's sad in a way that only now are we really learning to celebrate those things where I feel like it should be normal.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how to correctly convey this because I don't want to say that I'm putting it down. It's kind of, I wish that it was status quo, that things like this didn't surprise us.
Right.
Like, yes, we're gonna celebrate it now. I think it's awesome. That's very cool, but it shouldn't be just because he's black. It should be
Mm.
because, like, I feel like those little things shouldn't be a thing where we have to label it like it's awesome that this black man, this Asian woman, that's anything. It should be just about this man here, but it is because we're still trying to work through that whole integration. So I look forward to the day where we don't have to break down by color, by race, by sex, and it's just one whole, and then we can just celebrate this person because a person is more than just their race. So I look forward to that day. I don't know when that day is gonna happen. It'll probably be on my deathbed. Not to be
No.
dramatic.
Hopefully sooner.
Hopefully sooner, but
Hopefully sooner.
uh,
Get Out, Jordan Peele. Definitely congratulations on that. That's a movie I still need to see. A man has been arrested for felony grand theft after allegedly attempting to steal Francis McDormand's Oscar at the Governor's Ball after party. That was kind of crazy. I heard about that. Any thoughts on that?
why?
What?
Why did that person
Yeah.
think that was a smart idea? Like,
They thought it was smart. They thought it was a smart idea to do that. I mean, we see a lot of crazy things. Like we've seen crazy things in the last couple of weeks. We just go back 2 weeks. There's been some crazies in the last 2 weeks.
mm-hmm. he's
It's
he's
just a
like,
thing.
I don't think it's on our list. I just remembered this. He's just as dumb as that person who threatened the bomb threat at Evo.
Mm.
Like he posted it live in a Twitch chat. Like,
What?
really? Really? You think that's a smart idea? Even if you're trolling?
What? Pre Evo? Like during Evo
Like,
or
well, no, like, I forget what exactly it was. I saw a quick screenshot and everything of it in the news about Twitch streamer in a live chat. Um, mentioned mass shooting at Evo. See you there. I think that was his comment. I'm like, really?
what?
Really?
What's wrong with people, man?
So it's just I don't know. There's dumb people in the world. Not to say that he meant it or didn't mean it, or if he was trying to be a troll about it, but it's just people just
Right.
don't make smart decisions. Like, really, but
Interesting things. You have that. You also have Rampage will be released 1 week earlier than originally planned in North America because of all the different moves that's happening for the May releases, right? I think that's what's going on with that whole thing, if I remember correctly.
yeah.
Google Lens is coming to all phones running Google Photos, if that's your thing. Netflix's new parental controls. Any comments on those things?
I think it's funny that they're moving things up and moving things around, especially avoiding May, because I think what it is, there's three really good movies coming out there. I think what it is that people know that they're good if they release their movie around Solo.
Right.
It's just gonna be steamrolled. It's kind of like releasing like Titanfall around Call of Duty or Battlefield. Like, it is not a smart idea.
I'm
You want
still
to be
mad at that.
recognized? I'm gonna move it earlier, not later. Earlier. Watch
Right.
our movie first. So
That's man. I'm still tight about that because I want it. I'm like, is it even worth me picking it up? And everybody's like, yeah, it's great. It's great. Definitely consider getting the game. I'm like, but why did you release it there? I'm still mad about that whole release calendar of Titanfall 2, but I need to work that out because I hear it's great. And I'm also getting addicted to Yakuza games, and that's a whole another thing. That's what's going on with that. Netflix buys rights to Extreme Universe comics. Daniela.
Oh, I saw that tweet from Robert Liefeld. I'm so excited. Good things happening. Netflix is
Mm,
taking over the world here, and they do.
it's a
They do.
thing.
Yeah, it is a thing, and I'm not exactly disappointed by it at all. I mean, I was even having conversations with my coworkers about this, and it blows my mind about how many shows they have and how many projects they have going on, and their team has to be amazing and huge to keep
Mm,
all of these different projects, movies, TV shows, all their originals, and now you have the Extreme Universe comics. It's gonna be I should have bought like stocks in Netflix years ago.
yeah,
I
yeah,
could
right.
retire, but yeah.
There's a lot of crazy things going on right now. It's fairly recent, threatening this upcoming Evo. Now they will track him down, and he gets to go to jail. Says Rav in the chats. That is an interesting thing. We'll have to see what is playing out with that whole thing. Parental controls, Extreme Universe comics. Okay, Spotify sends a cease and desist to Spotify Dog Food's GitHub. Okay, that's the thing. So I didn't even realize that you had apps or forks of the official app of Spotify that allows you to have use to premium features for free, obviously, right? I didn't realize that until I read that this Spotify dog food was in existence. I didn't know. So apparently there's a couple of these apps out there. This is a link that I'm not going to have in the show notes for just the reason of what it is, right? Um, and it was really surprising to me that I know that there's certain, I guess, extensions that you can use to try to go around the fact that you just want to play the track that you want to play on Spotify if that's your thing. Not mentioning those either. If that's your thing, I didn't realize that there was an Android app for that specific thing. So Spotify dog food, when it's working the way it's supposed to work, it allows you to play whatever you want to play. And there's no ads in it. And that's a thing. So apparently, it's been a thing for a very long time. They sent the cease and desist to that. If you visit the page for that, it's no longer there. I wouldn't be surprised if another group picks up the project and decides to do something else with it. That may happen. That may not. Just like we saw, CyanogenMod was a big thing for the Android ROMs. That died and was re-energized and recreated into Lineage OS, which is the other OS that is a spiritual successor to that. So yeah, these are random thoughts. Daniela, your thoughts on that?
Well, we don't know these things exist because we don't deal with shady things.
It's crazy.
There you go. No, I didn't know that either. I really didn't. I mean, it's not always my first thought of like, how can I get this service for free? If I really like it and I want it to keep going, I'm going to pay for this service because I want to support them.
Right.
So,
So okay, so here's the other bit to that. As I was reading more into it, because I was reading different articles pertaining to this Spotify dog food thing. Once Spotify recognizes that you're using a modified version of the Spotify app itself, they're sending out emails to the individuals who are using the Spotify dog food to upgrade to the official Spotify app, quote unquote, something to the effect of we've seen some recent activity that was very suspicious on your account. Not suspicious, not necessarily the word that they probably use in the email format. That we ask that you consider downloading the official Spotify app and then going from there to, I don't know, circumvent would be the right word in this context, but basically, get your mind right. So many words.
they should be happy that they're just not blocked.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is going on there. Mary Poppins Returns trailer. I wanted to throw that in there because the cover art was pretty dope. I just love the way they did the colors on that whole thing. So if that's your thing, definitely check that out. And I definitely want to hear your take on Luke Cage season 2 trailer. Danielle, what's up with that?
I'm glad that it was kind of like a teaser trailer because I'm going to admit that I am behind and I haven't been able to watch it.
Right.
I really haven't. But hey, June 22nd, that's when it comes out, right? Have you watched it yet? Have you watched season 1?
Not yet. Season 1 of Luke Cage, yes, completely.
Bad.
Yeah.
Now I just feel bad.
What? Yeah. What's interesting even about the Luke Cage thing, Jessica Jones, and that whole
Wait, hold on. You are cutting out again.
thing.
What's up?
I don't know. I'm cutting out again.
Yeah, you said like yours a little bit digitized.
Yeah, and my videos are acting crazy too. You see
You have
that?
anything else open?
Um, Besides Discord and you, no.
Hmm.
So it's me this week. Now that I switched the mic back to my mic, I have to reconfigure that whole thing now.
First, it was about talking about the NRA. And then I think, your Shure mic doesn't want you to use anything else. You're like, no, you should keep me because you wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah. So what? You know what? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause the video on my side. Maybe that'll help. I don't know, but we'll see. So the extra video, I'll pause on my side and go from there. How do I sound right now?
Yeah, fine. You sound good.
Okay. So all right, I won't play the video on my side. Maybe that'll help. So that will probably catch most of the other stuff that's happening. So yeah. So Luke Cage, I'm a fan. Season 1, already consumed that. Jessica Jones. What I wanted to say there was I thought I finished season 1 of Jessica Jones, but apparently I'm still missing episode 4 and then the rest of like whatever the bottom 3 or 4 are for season 1. So I'm watching it the other day. I'm like, yeah, catching up on the new season. I'm like, wait, why does this doesn't look like something like a continuation of a story? And then when I went to the listing, it still said season 1, and I still have like 4 or 5 more episodes before I even go into season 2 of Jessica Jones, which I'll watch pretty soon. So maybe we can talk about that next episode. We'll see.
Okay, I watched the season 1 of Jessica Jones. I haven't watched season 2 yet, which I think that came out 3 days ago,
Right.
International Women's Day. I don't have a good excuse as to why I haven't watched Luke Cage. I really haven't. I just really, really, really bad. I get sidetracked.
It's good. It's good.
I
mean,
I
I
have no
dug it.
doubts
I
that
dug
it's
it.
not good. It's I don't know. Every time I turn on Netflix, there's always something new that I'm like, I want to touch this, I want to touch that, and I do forget to go back on things. My list on Netflix is long. Like every time I see something like, oh, that looks cool, add to list. Oh, that looks cool, add to list. I mean, Luke Cage is on there. I should stop adding things to the list.
Yeah, stop adding it and just watch it. As soon as you consider adding it, just watch it.
Yeah, but I don't always have time.
True. This is true. We'll figure it out. But
I should also stop thinking that I want to watch it with my family. I should just watch things without my family because I think that's what holds me up. Because sometimes
okay,
I
so
think,
you're waiting to check it out with them, and then it's like, and then time goes by.
yeah, time goes by, and like I was like, hey, let's watch this, and it's more of like, what do you mean, let's watch it. I want to watch it with you because I think you would enjoy it, especially with my son. I want him to spend time with me. Like I feel like I'm just enforcing.
Aw.
I'm just forcing him, and
That's
he ends up
nice.
falling asleep. I'm like, okay, never mind. I should just stop waiting for my family. That's
That
it.
sounds really. I'm not even gonna comment on that. So, state of Washington passes law to protect net neutrality. Danielle, your thoughts on that?
Oh my God, only one. That's one state. 49 more to go.
One down.
It is so sad that we have to go to that, but I am so appreciative, that they, or at least that state, is taking upon themselves to to do something about it, because that is a huge thing, and it should concern a lot more people. There should be a lot of outreach. Let's just put it that way. And
Word.
hi, Shinto.
What's up, a
Um,
Shinto? That's a dope name. A Shinto. Sounds like a samurai from like 1700s or something. Anyway, go ahead.
um, then I hope there's other states that follow along in their footsteps. Um, Especially for states in which a lot of the counties or a lot of the cities and towns are limited to just one service provider. What is net?
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm hoping. So I'm opening this up. So basically what Washington state has, their House Bill 2282 bars internet service providers in the state from blocking content, applications, or services, or slowing down traffic on the basis of content or whether they got paid to favor certain traffic. And that law goes into effect for Washington state June 6th. So
Hmm.
I think that is a great stepping stone for other states to look forward to, or to look into, in in favor of their constituents, their who live there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I've heard anything from the state of Hawaii personally that is currently working on that, because we only really do have one or two service providers. So it's very easy for them to push that if they really wanted to.
Okay.
Which ours is
Awesome.
Spectrum, so I have a feeling that they probably would.
Hmm. All right, a couple of things while I'm thinking about it. For you guys in chat, thank you for joining us. I definitely want to consider doing like a lightning round thing, Daniela. I guess think about this with me for a second. Any questions or comments that you guys have that you definitely want to ask, throw it in the chat either towards the end or in the midst of the conversation that we're having right now. I definitely want to answer any comments or questions that you have, whether it's about us, individually, collectively, or the show, anything like that. That'd be amazing. So looking forward to doing that. We definitely want to talk about a couple of things before the video game news, the Barack Obama things and Netflix. And then we have two impressions and comments. We want to talk about two shows that we watched recently. We want to talk about that. So Barack Obama in talks to produce shows on Netflix. What do you think about that, Daniela?
That one caught me off. Like, wait, Obama. All right. You
Yeah,
come on Netflix one time and all of a sudden, like, oh,
he's the man.
well, he's got to do something. I mean, what are you going to do in your off time after ran the country for 8 years or so? What else are you going to do?
Yeah, but see, the thing is with that whole thing, Netflix is such a powerful platform. You see a lot of, as we talked about in the past with the comics and stuff that I'm always watching now. Every time a new show comes on, it's a comic thing. I want to check it out, and the platform is so great for your content. If Netflix decides to pick up your content and they decide to have it on their thing, that's a big deal. Yeah, catch my show on Netflix. What? So that whole thing is dope, right? So having Obama on that large stage, the Letterman was one big thing. Obviously, George Clooney was on there, and then Malala is getting ready to make an appearance. I think, if it's not already active,
I don't think
maybe
it is.
towards the end of
Yeah.
March or something like that. So that whole thing is exciting just to see all the individuals who are jumping. I shouldn't say jumping. Scratch that. All the individuals who are receiving awesome deals to be on the Netflix platform as a content distribution option is great, right? So wherever you can put out your stuff, put it out there, especially if Netflix says, hey, we want you on here. So I think that's great. So Obama, I don't know if he's going to do another book deal. I know he already had a book out while he was a senator, right? So try, I know you're into the historic stuff. So definitely let me know if I'm like completely going off on there. I think Obama has at least two books out. I don't know if he's writing a new one, but that whole thing. So you have that platform as far as content distribution is concerned, the written format. Then you're gonna have Netflix, which is a big deal, and a lot of individuals are jumping on that platform. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see that happening real time.
Well,
Any additional thoughts on that?
yeah, I do. What I enjoyed about when Obama ran for president is that okay, I'm not a huge history buff, so anybody can correct me on this, but as far as I know, he was
Right.
the first president that during his campaign, he relied on social media. He went to different forms of media to reach out to constituents. He he reached a whole different generation and compelled them to be interested in politics, to be interested in who was running, and to be interested
Absolutely.
in every candidate's stance and beliefs and what they stood for, what they were running for, in a very, very different way. And it worked. It worked well for him. I mean, he became president twice. And I
Absolutely.
believe that like using social media and talking to the younger generation and getting us interested in those things made a huge difference. So now you have this current generation and the upcoming one who, yeah, we do watch a lot of things streamlined. We want that information now. We are addicted to that, and Netflix has a great platform to offer that in a different way to a lot of people, because there's very few people who still, okay, cable lines are still a thing. People still pay for cable. They still have those things, but more often than not, I feel that I don't have the numbers in front of me here. A lot more people are cutting that cable. They're going to stream services. They're going to Hulu. They're going to Netflix. They're going to Amazon Prime, um, to be able to offer shows and information and what I kind of feel would be unadulterated and straight facts on this platform. I think is a great idea. I think it's going to be very well executed. And Netflix, I will say it. I personally feel like they can almost do no wrong. I think they put out really great content.
Mm,
It's not just entertaining, but they have things that are like David Letterman show. You know, that's, I feel, is pretty raw. It's pretty open, and
right.
I'm very interested into what he's going to be making. What he says that is a possibility. I look forward to watching and taking in.
Yeah, definitely asking in the chat who still has cable here. I haven't had cable in over 7, 8 years, probably at this point. It's been a while. Um, I have
Okay.
access to, you know, the channels, the TNTs, and the ones I really want to through other means, family means. But outside of that, no, we're not doing the cable thing.
I haven't had cable in probably 6 years. I want to say 6 or 7.
Yeah, and the packages are really attractive too. Like whether it's the PS package, the YouTube TV, which I really enjoyed during the Super Bowl time. We did that. Access to cable, Rav says. Don't active pay for it. I help the internal part of the bill. Internet part of the bill. Excuse me. So you have that, but no cable box in my room. Yeah. So haven't had it cable for a long time. Says El Taco. Yeah. So YouTube TV is pretty dope as far as the package is concerned. I think most of the package average now, or the price is about the same, $39.99, give or take. If you want additional channels, you can add those things if you want those. So that's what's going on there. I have some interesting thoughts about the next thing, Daniela, but I want to hear your thoughts first. So I watched this thing. We watched this thing called Kong Skull Island. So, oh man, the so we're gonna pick a movie. We're gonna agree on a movie, and then we're gonna get our impressions on a movie and go with it. And Daniela, you're definitely up for this one. You up first. Kong Skull Island impressions and thoughts.
I loved it. I
Okay.
did. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was definitely better. I don't remember the previous Kong movie I liked, or I watched. I didn't really like it so much. It didn't leave that lasting of impression on me. But this one I did like. I'm personally a fan of Tom Hiddleston, and I liked his character. I liked his part in it. But the biggest thing is I love the action. I love the fighting. I love the monsters. I love that there were so many monsters, and the designs of all of these creatures was so amazing and so cool to me, because growing up, more so with my brothers, we love watching, those monsters fight. I mean, my brother is such a huge Godzilla fan, which I hope you stayed and watched the. I hope you watched the after credit stuff.
Yeah,
You
I think
didn't.
I think I did. I
I
gotta
see that
double.
look. I see
I gotta
that
double
look. Like,
back. I let it run, so I'm trying to remember what happened at the end. But I did let it run all the way to the end, though.
It was when they're sitting inside that secret room with the mirror, and then the guy comes in and he's like, okay, this is part of this project, and
Oh
Kong
yeah,
wasn't
yeah, and
the
they had
only
to watch the
one.
thing.
Yeah, so you had
Okay, so yeah, I did watch that.
the little Godzilla the little teaser there. I'm like, oh my god, please have this. But
Right,
I loved Kong because he just was this adorable monkey who just really liked the pretty girl, and
adorable
um
monkey.
he was. He could
Such
be
an
a really
adorable monkey.
sweet monkey, and he was protecting his island. Um, but yeah, I grew up on watching movies like that, so it really, you know, hit a little soft spot over here. But I just love the action in all of it, and I thought
Okay,
that the CG was really really cool, and I kind of just I had a weird thought watching it. So it's supposed to be taking along the Vietnam War. How much in our past history did we just make decisions just because we made decisions? Like, so when they first
mm,
start dropping the seismic bombs, right? And they come across this ginormous gorilla.
yeah,
What okay, in my mind, if I was there taking the lead, I'd be like, "All right, let's back out. We're going to reassess the situation here and see what's going to like have the least amount of casualties if we have to have casualties." No.
right.
No, we're like, "No, we're just going to start shooting at it thinking that this giant monkey isn't going to do anything," when you literally just saw him pick up a palm tree and just chuck it at a helicopter. Like, really? Really?
Yeah,
And then to be that person who obviously he didn't know who he's going to be after the war, want to be into this. Let's go hunt down this ginormous, you know, gorilla and kill it.
yeah. He was out of his mind, but we knew that.
And then the people just follow along with him up to a certain point till they realize, nah, man, nah.
Nah.
But I I loved it. I did.
Okay. Interesting film for me
Okay, why?
because I tend to be very picky, and I was actually still preparing for the show while I was watching it, so I was in and out, but at the same time listening attentively, as attentive as you can. Multitasking, if that's even a thing. So, the monsters are dope. Definitely agree with you on that. Kong was pretty dope, but I wasn't moved by all that, right?
What do you mean?
So I'm watching it. I'm seeing how the plot is playing out. The big was that like a big, was that an ant? Oh, that was a big spider thing that killed that one guy
Oh, the one that the
with the
legs look like
leg.
the bamboo.
Yeah, with the bamboo. That was interesting. But that was cool, but that didn't get me. The lizard thing, that was cool too, right? When they were dropping the bombs and the hollow ground and all that stuff and trying to awaken all the lizards, and then the big lizard and thing, that didn't get me. What got me a little emotional was when the guy returned home. That got me. And I was like, I was trying to, I wasn't ready for it. And that really hit me hard. And that's really where the climax of emotion, if you want to say that, caught me in that movie. He returned home to his family, and then the father, wife, I would assume at the stage 28 years later, or he's been in there for 28 years or whatever. And then the son was trying to, work out how he was feeling and that whole thing. And I think that hit me because I didn't have that. So that was the highlight and low light for me in the movie.
I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting to cast him because I always see him as a comedian. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have pictured that, and it kind of caught me off guard when they first introduced him in the movie. And what's
Yeah.
his name? John C. Riley. So I was like, really, that guy? Mind you, when I went into watching this, I kind of just only knew the main big name things like Samuel L. Jackson and Tom Hiddleston was in
Mm.
it. But to see him, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. This is a little bit cheesy, but he kind of fit into it pretty well.
Yeah, it was good.
It
You know,
was.
with his people,
And
you know,
then I
hanging out.
was when you got to that point, is being reunited with his family, and I'm assuming that's his son, and his son's like absolutely confused, like
Right.
who is this man?
Where you been?
And his wife who's just like in shock. Like a part of me is like, oh my god, please don't crush this man's heart. He's been like waiting to see his family again for like 20
Exactly.
some odd years. Please don't have some strange other new dads are coming in here and kicking
Right.
him out.
Coming
Like,
out
please
with a
don't.
cereal bowl. Hey, what's up? What's going on here?
So
Yeah.
I was like, that was nice, but I felt bad for all of those people who just wanted to go back home. Like that was their last day on tour before they were sent out to do this surveillance thing on this island. Um, so I guess I wasn't as tied in with a lot of the characters on that front. Even him, like I didn't
Yeah, I
have any
wasn't either.
emotional ties to him. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm glad. But I think one part that I kind of thought was weird. I kind of laughed at, but I kind of didn't know how to feel. Was when one of the helicopters went down, and that has the pilot's like, "Do you love your mama?" I was like, "I love my mama. I love my
Yeah.
mama." I'm like,
What does that have to do with anything? I
okay,
mean,
is this what you're gonna be saying? This is gonna be your last words
yeah, the
before you
last
might
thought in your mind before you
possibly
pass.
die?
Yeah,
Okay, all right, I guess.
that was an interesting thing.
But I'm very satisfied and very happy with watching it. I'm very sad, like when it dawned on me that the opening part where you have the two pilots, it didn't dawn on me that had to do with World War II for whatever
Mm.
reason. I didn't until like later on when you find out how long that guy's been there, and then you see him using the sword. Like a strange part of me kind of wishes like, is there like a little prequel, like a little side off story somewhere that I can find about him and the Japanese pilot,
In the beginning,
learning to being friends or something. Yeah.
right, right, right.
Because obviously at some point um they built some kind of friendship in those whatever amount of years that they were there, 20 some odd years. Kind of I don't, and I'm not expecting a movie. I want like a little 1 hour prequel show that's like really
You want
off from it.
you want a small snippet? You want a short film?
Yeah, from Netflix.
Yeah, obviously, right? Says they get everything. So yeah, so overall, outside of that whole emotional thing that I need to gather myself, work that out. I think it was an interesting film. So I guess we can see what else we're gonna check out for next episode, which would be 394. But yeah, so that one was cool. Next
One
one
last
we
thing. One last
have.
thing about that
Go ahead.
thing. So the filming locations of this is, I think it's always funny when people don't recognize certain scenes out of certain places. Is that some of that was filmed in Hawaii? That was filmed on Oahu, which it's like almost the same place that's always used for a lot of these scenic places. Which is there's a ranch, Kualoa Ranch on Oahu, and so you had some scenes that were in there, particularly those jungle scenes. You had Godzilla filmed there, Lost filmed there, and Jurassic Park filmed there. And I'm like,
I mean, it's
this place
beautiful
is,
though. Like
there's so
it's
many scenes like people don't
incredible.
recognize a lot of it. Like I can picture like, oh, okay, I know what this part is in this movie, that and this and all that. Yeah, that was kind of it.
No,
I
it's,
thought it
it's
was all
definitely
filmed in
beautiful.
Hawaii. I mean, I don't remember where else it's been. I'm sure there's a lot, but I know. Some of it was filmed at Oahu. Yeah, okay.
Word.
That's it.
No, it's all good. Far Cry 5 Inside Eden's Gate. Daniela, what's up?
I forgot to watch it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
I
goodness.
forgot to watch something.
Oh!
Okay, well, first I think there's so many people watching it because it will not load. Like, so it's available on YouTube. It
I
is.
didn't have a problem loading it.
I can't load it.
Go to the spot and watch it.
I know, that's why I forgot.
Come on. I got you. You gotta go to the theater.
I know. I didn't realize it was on there until I went to go watch Kong. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'll watch this after. I forgot. I did. But I couldn't load it on YouTube. I could, whatever reason, it just has YouTube. It's a blank page on top of there, and I couldn't watch it on there. I'm sorry.
Well, Daniela.
Okay. Yes, you can tell me your impressions.
We can wait.
Are you sure?
We can double up. We can wait. We can wait. I'll say this. Okay. I was surprised.
How long
The
is
marketing, 30 minutes. The marketing that's going behind this game is pretty incredible. I'll say that. And maybe I'm sure there's been short films for different things in the past that may not necessarily have tied into the whole marketing run campaign for whatever was coming out for a particular thing. I know even for recently, the Blade Runner had 2 additional short films that came out post the actual movie, right? So I know that they do that. I don't remember a half an hour thing for a game. I'm sure Call of Duty has done snippets and documentaries of different things like that. So just thinking out loud here. I really appreciated what I saw. It's very believable. Some of the actors I could have done, without. But the main guy, creepy.
So they did a good job then.
Creepy. Yeah. Thanks, Andres. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining the stream. The guy was creepy. So yeah, I'll say that.
I will watch it after this. I promise.
Entertaining, but we gotta pick 2 more. We gotta pick 2 more things. So we have to vote. We're doing this voting thing. So chat, we're doing this voting thing. I throw a couple of movies out. We pick, and if we both pick the movie, we talk about it. So we're gonna be doing that in future episodes, and there's plenty to talk about. So we're definitely look forward to that for the upcoming episodes. But I think that you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it.
I don't doubt I will. I mean,
yeah, but I definitely reserve. I want to reserve a couple of things there. But overall, the main guy, very, but they're crazy. They're pretty.
I mean,
crazy.
we could ask as well if who. Oh, we could ask chat. We can ask whoever's listening. Email us if you think there's a movie that you think that we should watch and give our impressions on. That works too.
Word. So while we're in chat now, what should we? That's already been out. That we can talk about. So we can throw a couple of names in the chat for sure, and also email us at community@theshowradio.info, community@theshowradio.info if you have a particular movie you want us to talk about that's been out, and we can talk about that. So that is what's going on right now. What is Rav saying?
Rav is saying pick Dudes and Dragons, best low budget cheesy adventure film.
I don't want to fall asleep on the thing though. I don't fall asleep on it.
It's a good kind of cheesy.
It's a good cheesy?
Kind of depends. I mean, what are we going for? Are we going for a certain time frame? The last year, the last 6 months, the last 10 years? What are we going for?
It could be the last 2 or 3 years. If it's 80s, 90s, I mean 90s are cool. We had some good 90s stuff. Bad Boys was 90s, right?
Yes.
So that was cool. Bad Boys 1 and 2 was cool. So you could pick some stuff. Turtles was cool, right? Some Donnie Yen stuff was cool. So we could pick something. We'll throw out some films. So if you guys throw anything while we're in the chat, we'll consider those, and then we'll vote. We'll pick. If you don't do it in the chat, we will pick something, and then we'll have it ready for next episode. And then in between that, we'll probably throw a bonus episode if it happens, and we record it throughout the week. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. The Wizard. Okay. The Wizard. What else? I don't know why that
Making
sounds
fun
familiar to
of.
me.
Yeah, well, it
What?
should. It should. Well, it's from 1989. Video games.
1980. The Wizard.
Oh my goodness. I know when you see the cover, you'll
Yeah, I see the
remember.
cover. I'm like, whoa. Okay. Okay. And okay, so here's the other thing. So there's some creepy ones that I'm trying to watch. Not horror creepy. Does it have to be something you haven't seen? Not necessarily. Try, because if I saw it in 1990 and I see it now, I'll probably have a different perspective. Danielle and I will probably have a different perspective. So it could be something that we've seen already. So that's cool too. I'm not necessarily closed off to that particular thing. So yeah, so throw some names in there, and then we'll pick something, and then we'll agree on it for next week. Episode 394 of the show radio. So that's what's going on with that. So Far Cry Inside Eden's creepy, 30 minutes. Definitely watch it. Very interesting. Very cultic, obviously, for the context of what we're talking about. And it was interesting to watch that. So anything else with that before we move?
Let me reach out. Mr. Off says, Dudes and Dragons is satire, making fun of that genre. So it's that type of those type of cheesy kind of spoofy films. 100 says, in my lady fashion, I have to throw out 50 Shades of Freed. And in my lady fashion, I'm gonna have to veto that one. I'm sorry, hundreds.
50 Shades
It
Freed.
it falls into the 50 Shades of Grey series, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
nah.
You saying yes or you saying no?
No, I'm saying no. I'd rather watch Twilight, and I really don't like Twilight.
You rather watch Twilight? Okay.
But
So this is gonna be interesting
it will be
because
interesting. It'll be fun.
we got chat, and
I'm
then
not gonna ask you to watch this series. It's 2 movies, but anybody that's listening, anybody that's in chat, there's currently 2 movies on Netflix that are available called Battle Royale, and it is pretty much what you think it is, where we have all our Battle Royale games coming out. But
right.
these two films, the first one, Battle Royale, actually came out in 2000. I watched this my junior year of high school. So it's a great Japanese film. So it is Japanese dub with English subtitles, and it is exactly that. You don't have 100 people, but I believe it's 42 or 43 students. So it's basically Japan, or the world has just crumbled so much that kids don't really respect their adults anymore. So Japan passed a law called the Battle Royale Act, the BR Act, and a random classroom is chosen in all of Japan, and so they just fight it out to the last one wins, or the last one alive wins. Basically, what it is. I will not ask you to watch this because I know that doesn't exactly fall up your alley, so it's all right. But I love this film. I personally, I don't know what it is, if it is true, if there is ties to it, but there is certain elements, and I want to say like outfits that are in the movie itself that are very close and very similar to some outfits that you can get to PUBG. I don't believe PUBG has ever mentioned any inspiration from this film itself.
Okay.
But when you see it, you will know what I'm talking about if you watch the movie and you play PUBG. I love that movie. I've probably watched that movie maybe 40 times.
Nah, I need to see Get Out. I haven't seen Get Out yet.
So it's a good battle royale movie. I have to
Battle Royale.
highly,
What year?
highly suggest. First one came out in 2000,
Okay, fair
and then
enough.
the second one, the sequel, came out in 2003. Both available on
Yeah,
Netflix, so go give that a try.
I think I'm gonna lose my black card because I haven't seen Get Out yet. I'm probably the last one.
Yes, I do. It is good. And it's
So,
obvious. Battle Royale is the original Hunger Games. It is a great movie. So he's watched it. He knows what I'm talking about. It is good. It's like I said, I almost watched it like 40 times.
so keep the movies coming. I definitely want to pick something, and I'm looking forward to doing that. Um, yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. So, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, going through that with the fam. We're about halfway. I needed to. Okay, so here's what happened, right? Since you guys are here, just give you the inside scoop. So we're watching Star Wars: The Last Jedi yesterday, and digging it, right? Watching it, and I'm like, okay, we're only going to watch about an hour and a half of this. And they were like, why? I said, because I still have stuff I need to catch up on for the show. so so I had to stop hour and a half in. I watched the FarCry stuff. The I didn't get a chance to do the Nintendo Direct, so I want to hear your thoughts on that. I know Nintendo Direct did a couple of things, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, the Kong stuff while we're still preparing for the rest of the stuff. So there's a lot that happened this week. A lot, especially in the game news and compounding as it relates to Fortnite stuff, which was crazy. Fortnite stuff this week was crazy. So yeah, definitely want to talk about that. So that's what's going on with that. Video game news. We kind of talked a little bit about the Trump stuff on video game violence. Floyd Mayweather making a game. PlayStation 4 update 5.50. Any comments on those three things? What was that?
Floyd Mayweather making a game. I don't. Sure, okay.
You don't want
Don't do
Mike
that.
Tyson punch out? Floyd Mayweather punch out?
No.
That sounds weird. Okay, just saying that, I just felt very awkward and like violated when I said that. Like, anyway.
Oh, let me get to this. Hunter's ass is battle royale adventure comedy. It's definitely not a comedy. It's a horror. It's not really a thriller. I don't know what you classify it as. Action.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know, Rob. I don't know what you would. I would have to ask Rob. What do you classify battle royale as far as movies? There's a lot of killing that goes on. I can tell you that. I mean, it's a battle royale movie. Let's see. I want you to find something good about Transformers 5 and get me to watch it again.
Which one was that one?
That's the last one.
Was that the very last one?
I believe that is the last one. I have not
Okay.
watched it.
Okay. Okay, so that's a good candidate. That's a good candidate.
We can go for a Transformers 5. Neither one of us has watched that, so that would be.
It's a good joint. That's a good option right there.
But okay, going back to PS4 update 5.5. I'm gonna mirror exactly what Rob says. I like it. I'm happy with it.
Okay. I'm still working through the differences of the update. I know that you have the triangle that you could press to go into the options to activate, what friends you want to see online. You have that. One thing I did notice as soon as I received the update was the fact that I had to reboot and my camera was not working after the update. So I had to, just restart because I usually have it on rest mode. So I had to do that while I was streaming recently or whatever. But parental controls is one of the major changes for that. I mean, it's subtle things, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to PlayStation as of late, it's really subtle things. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's those subtle things that actually really, really make it. It's just kind of like just those minor fine tunings.
Right.
So, agree with it.
Yeah, I just had music in the stream, so if you heard that, that was me.
It's
I
fine.
don't know if that's gonna play on stream, but that happened. So yeah, so fine tuning, no problem with that. Besides the little quirk that I had with the video stuff, but aside from that, everything is working the way it should. And did I tell you I got a terabyte back from deleting stuff?
No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
I had a whole bunch of games that I was not necessarily playing, but you could always re-download them, which is the beauty of the whole thing. So I got a terabyte back, and I'm excited about that. So that's a little bit of news there. Neil Druckmann has been promoted to vice president of Naughty Dog. Any comments on that?
No.
Nothing there.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Monster Hunter World has now shipped 7.5 million copies, making it the best-selling game in Capcom's history. Any thoughts there?
I'm trying to step away from playing Fortnite so much, so I was actually able to play some Monster Hunter this past weekend. I'm struggling though. It's fun.
Okay.
It really is fun. So it's very well deserved. Man, it's hard. I'm not used to that whole learning patterns on the different monsters. I just want to mash all my buttons, and that's a really bad habit of mine. The it's such a beautiful
Mm.
game. It's so
So
hard.
why is it becoming difficult? The bosses are getting tougher?
Well, yeah, they are getting a little bit tougher. So I'm doing the high rank stuff. I'm not that high of a rank, and my armor is just okay. It's like kind of like
Okay.
a starter high rank stuff, and I'm frustrated. Somebody wants to carry me. Add your girl over here and carry me. No, no, no. That's not. I don't want to be carried. But it's definitely has to do with a lot of learning the patterns that these monsters have. Which if you played Dark Souls a lot or Bloodborne, um, you'd be used to that. I'm not
Mhm.
really. It's one of those things where I like to just button mash and just swing away. So the one monster I have to go and do right now is the pink Rathian. I have to hunt that thing down. Except it does not. It's a dragon, and it just hovers most of the time and does this tail whip, and it's very few times does it actually sit and rest on the ground. And I have a close range dual wielding sword, so I have to be
Mhm.
up there with it to do any damage. And considering he's hovering and flying most of the time, I'm like just doing very slow chipping away at it, taking forever, and I still haven't beat it.
Do you have like a bow and arrow person on your team that you can get to do the
Um,
thing?
I can switch to it. I mean, I can go and craft a bow, but
Not you're not thinking about that right now. All right.
we'll get
They
there.
improve they improve image graphics quality for PS4 Pro even when connected to 1080p TVs. Um, yeah, subtle changes. The app has been getting a lot of updates lately, and the last bit that I played for Monster Hunter was the beta, and I really enjoyed that. And yeah, it's a really pretty game, and I didn't think I was gonna have it, but that was cool. Sea of Thieves final beta. I'm hearing I don't know. What are you hearing about it?
Really good things for those who have a squad to run with or a band of other pirates. I don't know what you call a group of pirates. Is there a name for that? A band of pirates. But
Band of Pirates, I guess. We can roll with that.
but I mean, if you have that to play with, I've been hearing a lot of good things. Been watching some streams. I haven't. I wasn't able to play this past weekend. I was very set on playing Final Fantasy 14, which I'm glad I did. Um, I don't know if it's for me. I'm interested in playing it and checking it out, but I know most likely, considering with my time differences, I really won't have anybody to play with.
Okay.
And I don't think being a pirate by myself is very fun. Okay,
Well, I
it
thought you loved
isn't.
the pirate stuff, though.
I do, but who wants to be a pirate by themselves? And Rob says it's a
Mm.
crew. Okay, yeah, that's right. Pirate is called a crew. Okay. That there's like another thing that's called for it, but yeah, it would be your crew, pirate and his crew.
Mm,
Um, there was one thing that I didn't like and I couldn't handle. There was one streamer I was watching, and I guess you can drink as a pirate, which makes sense because pirates drink. They like
right.
their
You didn't like
rum.
that?
No, I did. It's not that it affects your view, so everything looks blurred and it is wavy. It was very nauseating to
Okay.
watch. It made me very sick, and then on top of that, you're on a boat. So I'm like, so if I play this game, I wouldn't be a drinking. I would be a non-alcoholic pirate. I don't know if those exist,
Right.
but I'd be that one pirate that'd be like, no man, we don't drink on this boat.
We don't do that over here.
I just, I want to give it a try. Except I wouldn't have anybody to play with.
Give it a shot. You never know. You might enjoy it.
We'll see. But this was the final beta. The game does come out on the 20th, I believe.
Mm.
So that was the
Post
last beta.
PAX.
Yeah, the last beta that's going to be available. After that, you got to go and buy it.
Word.
Maybe I'll just, I don't know. We'll see. There is one other pirate game. I don't think it has the same thing. Definitely better graphics because
Mm.
Sea of Thieves has a very cartoony look, but you have that Skull and Crossbones. That's another pirate game that's supposed to be coming out.
Skull and crossbones. Okay.
Which to me, when they did their reveal of that, which I believe it was at last E3, um, it looked very much like the graphic wise like Black Sails from Assassin's Creed. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that happens to have. I don't know if
Mm.
that has like, I'm not sure, and I have to go look in the information. Somebody else can correct me. I don't know if that has like the whole 4-man squads as CFC does. So maybe that's the
Mm.
game that I can go be a pirate by myself.
You're not gonna be a pirate by yourself.
You say Black Sails or Black Flag? Oh my goodness, it's Black Flag. Anyways, on Taco Justice says, I think it's one of the games available on the Xbox Game Pass. The game is alright, but like you said, it's not really for playing solo.
Mm.
Any games that are centered like that, unless I have a very dedicated, yes, we are going to play this and it's always going to be there, and I have a plentiful amount of people to play it, I'm finding myself I need to stop buying those games
Yeah.
because
I'm.
playing it by
I'm.
myself is just it's not fun. Those games were made to be played with others as a squad.
Yeah. I'm like cocooning at this stage right now. Yeah, because I'm going to the games that are like Persona 5s, the Yakuza is really dope. I'm thinking about getting the Kiwami version of Yakuza, and then Yakuza 0 is out. So I actually started thinking about what Atlas game that I missed because I was too busy playing all the Call of Duty games for the past 10 years. There's a lot of games that I missed that were really good that for whatever reason I was so stuck on FPS is the genre of choice. Nothing else matters. Now I feel like I'm playing a lot of chill games, mixing it up a little bit. So yeah. So my interests are I'm adjusting those. That's really what's happening with me right now. So yes, I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more of the Persona 5s, but I'm trying to get to a spot where I can actually stream Persona 5 where it doesn't block most of it. Like right now, everything I have on screen, it's blocked. Like I can really stream the game, but people want to watch the game. So I don't know if you've had any challenges with that or know anybody who's had any challenges with that and stream that and everything is literally it seems that way that is blocked until it gets I know we talked about that in the past episodes and stuff like that too, but it's like I can't really do anything in the game on stream right now.
I don't think I've had that.
Yeah. So you're further ahead than me, I'm sure. That's
Uh,
probably it.
Rob says Dragon Quest Builders is a fantastic game.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So I don't know if I need to get to a certain point, El Taco, for the Persona 5, but I really dig it. So I guess I'm gonna play it some more and see what else happens before I get to a place where we'll see. We'll figure it out. Two new games got added to the Xbox One backwards compatibility list. Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, and Hitman Blood Money. Any comments on that?
I didn't realize that wasn't backwards compatible, but okay.
Mm,
Um, no, not really. I still have my original Xbox or my 360. And the Star Wars,
okay.
Lego Star Wars, oh my goodness, it was so good. If you haven't played it, you should.
I haven't, but here's the thing. I think I'm gonna turn on my Xbox this week. I want to see if I've missed anything because it's been a while since I turned it on. It's been maybe 2 months. It feels that way, at least at least a couple of weeks. So looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Maybe they updated the video apps on there, or the music app. What was the VLC? I think was in beta. Something was going on. The Xbox XBMC thing. I'm looking forward to seeing if they made any updates on that via the LAN, so I could see my other servers and machines. I want to see if they did anything there. So I'm curious. Um, Random thoughts there. Twitch has brought in new guidelines for streamers and viewers focusing on harassment and appropriate dress. Daniela, what is appropriate dress?
I don't know. um, kind of depends on who you are because I believe their first run through that whole revamp was something. It was really weirdly worded. It was like what you would wear to the mall.
Mm,
I'm like, well, it kind of depends on who you are because there's some people who wear almost next to nothing going to the mall, amazingly, and it's kind of was a little bit restricting. It also wasn't very clear on a lot of things, and I think what one person would consider as being appropriate um, wouldn't be another person's taste because everybody has a different taste in clothing. Like I'm not
mm.
personally a fan of those, booty shorts. Like I don't mind Daisy Dukes, but the booty shorts when it's basically like I'm pretty sure your underwear is bigger than this. I don't know. and
Right.
but that's, you're still clothed. I'm not gonna hate on it. It's just like my personal style. And maybe not everybody would think that's appropriate to wear to the grocery store, to the mall or whatever. But to that person, it
Right.
is. So they did change it and they worded it differently so that, if it's appropriate to what you're doing. So if you do the fitness streams, obviously those tight yoga pants and, the sports bra, that's appropriate. You're still
Mm,
clothed. Um, Another person might find that offensive. Don't know. But it is appropriate to what they are doing. If you're doing an IRL stream and you happen to be wearing a bikini, you go to the beach. Obviously, that is appropriate. You're at the beach. So what they're going to be doing is kind of regulating it, and so they're going to go by as far as the angle that your camera is at, if it's sexually suggestive. Um, which yeah, I can understand that. That's fine. But what is one person's appropriate may not be another's, and it's difficult. They have to go case by case, but it does have to do a lot of focusing in on female streamers and some that
mm.
show a bit more cleavage than you think it's normal. And I can say that for some of my friends that they are very blessed in the chest area, and sometimes they really, it's not like they purposely tried to do it. It's just that that's the cut of the shirt. And I can wear that same shirt and I'll be pretty covered, but they can wear that same exact shirt and it's just like it just overfloweth. I don't know.
Overfloweth.
So
Oh
it's
man.
a case by case thing.
Okay.
And Rob says, I've seen scary things when I worked at Walmart involving booty shorts and other attire.
Yeah, Walmart is an
so,
interesting place.
so
Walmart is really interesting. Capture card. Okay, you'd use capture card instead. You know what? Yeah, I'm streamlined. I'm streamlined right now, so Although I have the capture card, I can't even use it, and it's the old one, not the new one. But we'll work that out one of these days. So you have that the Twitch thing. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice reportedly has been rated for Xbox One by Taiwan's Game Software Ratings Board. Thoughts on that?
I know that Taiwan had their own rating board, just
Didn't know either.
that way.
That's a
So
thing.
I always
That's
learn
definitely a
something
thing.
new.
Always, always. Horizon Zero Dawn producer Samrat Sharma is returning to Ubisoft to work on an unannounced game, and this is news.
Okay. Is it?
You're like, all right, I had a donut and I'm not telling you the flavor.
Pretty much like, okay. I always assume like if you're done with one project, you must be working on another one. And if it's
It's one of
because
them
your first
things.
project was a video game and you're going to Ubisoft, obviously you're probably going to be working on a video game. So tell me what this game is. Otherwise,
Listen,
congratulations on your new project.
not yet. Not yet. We're not telling you anything about it yet. So I'm excited about this Halo comic, the mini series announced, and it looked really, really cool. And I've been getting really good vibes to turn on Halo again, and that involves me turning on Xbox. So I think that's going to happen very, very soon. So I'm looking forward to streaming that again. Streaming has been fun for me lately. Did I tell you that? I've really been enjoying it.
Good.
I don't
It
know.
can
I
be
don't know
fun.
why. I don't know why. It's just different vibes. I'm really, really digging it. So I've been playing a couple of things here and there. I've been using this mic on the streaming platform. So if this sounds fantastic, this is the mic that I'm using when I stream. If I don't necessarily use the headset one, so I have to find a faster way to transfer it from this boom arm to the actual the other one I have over there next to the PlayStation. So it's been fun. I've been having a lot of fun doing that, talking to you guys on stream and stuff while I stream. Halo comic miniseries. Any thoughts on that?
Mm, I don't really know much about the whole story and background and all those things. And I know that they have your regular books of the
Daniela,
Halo series.
what
Yes.
did you just say? What?
That Halo never really
I'm
interested me
hurt.
enough to want to go
I'm
and find out all the
hurt.
other stories and stuff.
Oh my gosh. Um, I think they have Netflix stuff. You can
I watched the
don't put it
Netflix
on your
stuff.
list. Okay, so did you like it?
I did like it, but not enough
Okay.
that I'm gonna want to go play the video game or read any of the books. I mean, I know it's great news for the fans of it because people absorb those things and they take those things in. And I know that the Halo story universe is more than just a game; it's more than just a movie because they have actual like
Absolutely.
full like book stories and that background. I don't know what it is personally, but you know that it's out there. There's a whole lot going on. I mean, the same thing could be said. I mean, I might not like all the Halo stuff, but I read all the not Halo, Gears books and comic books and
Yeah,
any
Gears
franchise.
is dope too.
So, not that they can
Yeah.
be compared, but I mean, it's cool. I don't know enough about the backstory or what leads up into this miniseries, which I believe they're calling Halo Collateral Damage. So,
Mm. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And they also have the Halo channel when you log into the Xbox. I really want to see what's happening in that universe right now. Adjustments, changes, and stuff. And I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm hopeful, and we'll see exactly what's going on there in a little bit. H1Z1 now free to play.
because nobody likes the game anymore. But they're getting desperate
That's
and they
what that
come out
is.
with Auto Royale. Well,
This is the
yeah.
last. This is the last hurrah for them.
Well, yeah, they had to come out with something absolutely ridiculous, which is the Auto Royale, which it looks like kind of like fun. It does, but I'm not going to go and download it and give it a try. They're really 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 pushing it.
Mm.
So, if they got to do what they got to do to rebuild that. But Fortnite and PUBG, I mean, that's where it's going. That's where it's at.
Yeah, that product solution right now is it. It's like every time I talk to somebody, that's what they're playing. It's
Hmm.
crazy.
Anybody that I know that was heavy into playing H1Z1, they aren't now. They moved on. They're just like, oh, this is so much better. It looks so much better. It does this. Look, this is free. You can't beat free. So obviously it was bound to happen. Now free to play.
Mm. They need to do something. Fortnite is now the most watched game on Twitch with a daily average viewership double that of PUBG. Fortnite also recently introduced for a limited time this teams of 20 thing. Any thoughts on those two things?
I'm not surprised with the Fortnite. Well,
Okay.
I think it also had more viewers than League, which I thought I was amazed by that.
Hmm.
Um, but Fortnite's popularity, I'm not surprised about. It's just a very easy battle royale type game to pick up and play. It has these graphics that I think is very aesthetically pleasing to not only older gamers but also, younger generations, teenagers to want to play and get into. The whole learning curve definitely comes from the whole building aspect of it. But with the Fortnite, I did try a few games of the Team to 20. Definitely enjoyed that a lot more than the 50 versus 50. Now, if only my team, or I would land where majority of my team is,
Okay.
because most of the time I will choose a location that like has a bunch of all the other four teams, but not mine.
But I
And but not
okay.
mine. I don't know. I should find out. Like you can bring up the map, and there's uh, waypoints that you can put down and your teammates can put down. And then as you jump out of the bus, you can see where they're going to. They just happen to go to an area I really don't like, which is tilted towers. And needless to say, it leaves me tilted. So,
Mm.
I don't find that area very very fun. A lot of other people do. I guess I just need to get good and be able to make it out of there. But it is a lot of fun. My first game of the teams of 20, I actually did win. Um, but yeah, that's kind of it. I'm
Mm.
trying not to play Fortnite as often to work on my backlog. But those skins, I want to buy all of those skins. It's a free to play game, but I'm spending it on skins.
Yeah. There's a lot going on with that game. Epic shared the news recently announcing Fortnite will feature cross-play, and I think what's the cross-play? Cross-purchase between Xbox One, PC, Mac, iOS, and in the next few months, Android. I think cross-play happening between Xbox and PC, PlayStation and PC, and maybe Xbox and PlayStation is in talks. Maybe happening, maybe not. Any thoughts on that?
Um, it kind of makes sense because I believe a few months back they did accidentally make it so that Xbox and PlayStation guys can play together.
Mm.
Um, so I see that as being a huge possibility. I think that's a lot of fun. Now, the one that I do not understand and I think is ridiculous, and I hope it's not what they are actually saying, is the crossplay between iOS and console and
Yeah.
PC. Like, how is that fair? How can you do that? Like, the poor fool is playing on his phone or on their tablet,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have crossplay with the console players and the PC players. Like, this person's never gonna win. Which I'm sure somebody's listening right now, and they're gonna be like, "Challenge accepted. I'll make this happen." But
Yeah.
good luck. It's gonna be a struggle for you. I don't believe that you cannot do it, but that's just. It's not a even playing field, I think, if you're playing iOS. Like, it's cool if it's crossplay between iOS and Android because you're both still in a mobile platform. But to go in between, I don't know about that. That's just ridiculous. They should just stick with its mobile. Rob says console versus PC. That isn't fair either. This is true.
Mm.
There is that because, well, not only does PC don't have to deal with so much with having frame rate issues, they're not limited. Console is limited to 60 frames. You also have your keyboard and mouse, and then you have your controller players.
Right.
Um, if you're really, really good at keyboard and mouse, really, really good, yes, you have a huge advantage over having somebody who plays with a controller. But as far as I know, I haven't tested it myself. You can use keyboard and mouse on your console to play Fortnite. So if console player really wants to, they can have the keyboard mouse advantage.
Right.
Um, but lately, and I'm not just saying this because my boyfriend does it, I have seen some PC players who have been using controller and they are keeping up with keyboard players really well. It's possible, especially since Fortnite has a one of their control schemes is called Combat Pro, I believe. I've used it.
Okay.
It's really nice. It's definitely better than the default settings. So we shall see. We shall see. But there are some console players that I would love to be able to play with as well. Just to squad up with them. Currently, right now, I think you can only do it with PC and PS4, but I don't know so many on PS4 playing Fortnite as I do Xbox.
Yeah. It's a pretty game. I know I have it downloaded. I'm still like, I want to try it because it's like you can die pretty quick in that game, right? If you're not careful.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't like
like
that.
in the first like 10 seconds.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but it definitely looks like an awesome game. For sure. Gerald will be making a guest appearance on an upcoming game. It's only one game I can think about. Daniela, what do you think?
Okay.
I think it's Soul Calibur. I think it's Soul Calibur. That's the talk on the streets that Gerald from the Witcher series will
Yeah,
be
I can see
making
that.
against, could potentially maybe make a guest appearance on that game. Soul Calibur 6, I believe. That's the number we're at right now. So you have that. And I also saw something, we were talking about the chill games, the RPG games, the Persona 5, those type of titles. I saw this thing called The Council that caught my attention because you get to pick a particular character and ask questions and that kind of a thing, that RPG esque type element. Interrogate people, get people to trust you, not trust. That whole thing was really intriguing to me, kind of like a Sherlock Holmes type of title, maybe, in that sense. And I was really pretty excited about that. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do. Hello there, Nian Flo. Welcome. Um, it is. So I started reading into this. I heard about it a few months ago. So I
Word.
do love those choose your own adventure type of games that you have from Don't Nod. And this one is supposedly going to be different, and I was going to see how I could word it better, but I think if I just read it from their site, um,
Okay.
it'd make better sense. So basically, how this one differs from all of those different types of games is the council delivers a fresh new take on the narrative adventure where your choices and character growth truly matter. Make hard-hitting decisions, develop an array of skills, and directly impact how the story unfolds with permanent, long-lasting consequences. There is no going back. You plunge into a tale of intrigue and manipulation in the style of a classic murder mystery, living with a cast of alluring characters, each hiding their own dark secrets. Trust no one
Hmm.
while uncovering dire truths, no matter the cost to mind and body. So there's a total of 5 episodes that are going to be coming out for that. I believe the very first one is already available or will be available. Let me see. Oh, 13th of March. So yeah, it's
Hmm.
gonna be available soon enough.
Wednesday.
And I love
That Wednesday? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's definitely on my wish list. I'm not gonna get it immediately. I still have to work through a couple other games, just a couple.
Just a few.
But it is on my wish list. It's right up there. I love the style, the screenshot that they posted and shared. Looks really nice and really. It looks like it's
Yeah.
super dark, and the story looks like it just looks like it's up my alley.
Yeah. The trailer definitely caught my attention. Since I'm trying to mix it up a little bit, it was really cool. I love seeing that. A super seducer.
Nothing to do with this console game. This is a whole other game.
Yeah.
Do you know how to talk to women, Andrew?
Yeah, actually I do. I believe I do.
That's good. Because if
I
you
believe
if
I
you
do.
didn't, and if if you're listening, I think maybe this game will help you with that.
I think if I didn't know how to, we wouldn't be talking.
This is true. This is true. Okay, well, it's one thing to know how to talk to women. Do you know how to hit on them and pick them up? See, that's the trick there.
Um
Don't answer
okay,
that. I
so
don't want you to get in trouble with your wife.
everything in context, right? Everything in context.
Yeah.
I think I understand. I've gotten um you know, I've learned a lot over the years on how women think about things, and I think that it's easy for me to have conversation with women than for men at this stage because the ego, the pride thing. Yeah, I have better relationships with women than I do with men right now.
So I'm
But
just gonna say
I don't think you're
this
surprised
game
by
is
that.
not for you.
This game
But
is
however, if you're not that charismatic and you don't know how to talk to women, super seducer.
mm.
It's a pickup artist game.
What's it about?
So it's supposed to. It's a full motion video game. And I am personally fond of that because there's not a whole lot of video games that also offer full motion videos.
Right.
And it's like teaching you how to pick up women. And so you have some like multiple choice answers and different pathways that these conversations with these women can go. Some of them are a lot more crude and some of them actually make sense. Like you should probably choose this one and not the
Mm.
option that says like, "Hey, I saw you on Pornhub." It's like,
What?
so that is on there. However, Sony is smart. See, this is why I love Sony. I love PlayStation. They blocked this game from coming to the PS4 because originally it was going to be available on PC and PS4. It is currently
Right.
only available on PC.
Only on PC right now.
Well, I hope it just stays that way. I mean, the internet is a very
Mm.
strange and interesting place. I mean, we had games like the Guy game, so that was available
Right.
on Xbox. That was an absolutely ridiculous game. So I shouldn't be as surprised of this. I don't look if there's a rating. I do know that you're allowed to stream it on Twitch.
Right.
So it's not like Twitch, if you didn't know, has a prohibited list of games that they will tell you. You're not allowed to stream this or we will ban you. This one is not on it.
Oof.
So it might have sexually suggestive context, but it doesn't show anything, apparently. I don't know. I haven't played it. I
Right.
haven't watched anybody play it. But I can only imagine that it's very cringy to play. And I'm not going to lie. I want to play
Okay. You want to play it? Great. Great. Here we go. There's the truth. There it is.
Because it's like one of those things where you're just like it's so bad that you're interested, you're curious. I don't want to pay for it
Mm.
though.
All right. So I am bad at talking to the women, Israel. I think. Okay. I think I had a head start with certain people that I talked online, which made it easier. In the context of, the conversation here, I think I had a head start with Daniela because she had a chance to see me online, engage certain things before we actually started talking. Because, meeting people, face to face could be really creepy. Could be, especially I haven't talked to them online. You don't know exactly if who they say they are or who they represent is really a small cluster of that actual individual, right? So having said that, were you completely surprised of when we actually talked, Daniela, or were you like, this is about right?
This is about right. I didn't feel any type of way or weird or awkward or anything like that. I mean,
Word.
naturally, I feel like I'm just an awkward person. Like I don't have the best social skills sometimes. Like in awkward situations, I probably say things like I probably shouldn't because I don't know what else to say, and I feel like there should be
Right.
a filler. And when you just, I don't know, I'd probably be that
I,
person in
I
an
didn't get
awkward
that.
silence of 2 seconds. Well, no, it's like it's easy to talk to you. I knew who you were, but for the most part, I'm the
Hmm.
awkward person. Like if there's too
I
much
didn't get
silence
that
and I
either.
needed some noise to be there, I'd probably be the person that says like, "So I saw a pink elephant the other day." Like,
Word? Word? Where at?
I'm just
You
saying
ain't
I
show
would be
me.
that person, but I would just say something to say something, and people would be like, "Okay, and why did you just mention that out of the public?" I don't know.
Oh, I'll go with it. Where? Let me see. That kind of a thing. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. I think conversation is always best. You know, guys don't like to talk, and I think that because I've had so much practice on talking on this platform, it's easy for me to, you know, go into different conversation tangents because you know we've been doing it for a little bit. That kind of a thing. So yeah, that's what's going on with the women's is super seducer. Uh, God of War PS4 Pro bundle. That was a thing.
I want that.
Why?
Well, I need a new PS4. Did I tell you that? I think no, I don't think I did. I'm kind of convinced that my consoles, both my Xbox and my PlayStation, are either possessed or it's like a ghosting machine and they have their own little weird digitized soul.
Okay, so what happened?
Okay. So, it's not even just recently. This has been the last like several months. Um, my PlayStation likes to yell at me in its beeping tones. You know how it has those beeps that it happens if there's. It's one of those diagnostic tools that if it beats X amount of things, it means this, it means that. But mine only happens to do it if I use my Xbox. So I've been, making an earnest
Makes
choice of
sense.
using my Xbox. I played Gears and I played Fortnite the other week, and I've been trying to, have reasons to turn it on because, like we said last time, we haven't really been using it. So
Got to do it.
I turn it on, start playing, and my PlayStation just starts beeping at me. Mind you, it's not in the rest mode; it's off. I turned it off, and it will turn itself on and just start beeping. And
Mm.
it does that until I turn off my Xbox.
And they're not connected.
They're not connected. No. I can have them in separate rooms. And
What?
yeah, it'll do that. And so I was like, okay, fine. Then I was playing my PlayStation. I was playing some Monster Hunter. And my Xbox, again, I turned that thing off.
Right.
It turns itself on. It just turns itself on. It does a little blinking,
Okay.
pulsating. Like it doesn't beep at me. It's more it just turns itself on to like remind me, "Hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me."
No, you definitely didn't tell me about this.
And then
This is
sometimes in the middle of the night, if I don't play either one of them or I don't turn on any of them, in the middle of the night, my Xbox will turn on. Just randomly. It'll just turn on. Nobody touching it. There's nothing else going on in the house.
updates or
And
anything?
no, no updates. I went to go check. It's not doing anything. It's not loading anything. Nobody's on it. It just turns on. And in a dark room, that Xbox symbol is pretty bright in a
Mm.
dark room when you turn it on. And then when that turns on, it's like my PlayStation is like starts beeping at it. Like in my mind, I'm making up conversations of like my PlayStation telling him like, "Look, we're trying to sleep here. Turn your light off."
Wow.
So basically, I have to remove if I use one or the other, I have to remove power from it completely. However, this is the strange part. So there's still going to be residual power still left when you unplug it, completely unplug it. My PlayStation will still try to get its last couple beeps out of yelling at me, like it's trying to like throw a temper tantrum, like do not do this to me. I will scream until this. I'm dead.
No. Uh-uh.
So
Nope.
I have this whole thing that I'm pretty sure there's some ghosting machine in both of my things, and they're both temperamental.
So then your solution is to get a God of War one to solve the problem?
Yes, or maybe if I threaten it and be like, "Look, I'm going to replace you if you don't stop yelling at me."
How is that going to fix that?
I
Oh
don't
my goodness.
know. I don't know, but it is a problem I have. It's not like I'm not. It doesn't prevent me from playing games. It's not like I can't load
Right.
it. It's not like I can't do all my normal things at it. It's just temperamental until I absolutely use it.
Time to move out.
And it's a day one. It's a day one PS4. My son's PS4 doesn't do that. And his is a day one as well. Neither does my boyfriend's. All of their consoles are perfectly fine and content with whatever they're doing or not doing. Mine is
Wow.
very jealous. My PC
That's
has no problems.
that's an interesting thing. That is definitely interesting. And I mean, I've had turn on before as far as the Xbox is concerned, but nothing to that extent. I was on the PlayStation yesterday and Netflix came up, but it was a Netflix of my TV, not the Netflix built into the PlayStation 4. So that was weird yesterday. But outside of that, nothing like that. That's pretty special.
That is very special. So
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing. Now, if you decide to get another PlayStation, your the God of War is like top two for you?
it would. The only thing that's super just holding me back, well, not only because I can't exactly afford it, but I am still holding out that there's going to be a Final Fantasy VII console bundle, and I'd rather hold out for that than the God of War.
Okay. And they never made one yet.
No, that's why I'm like
Okay.
hoping beyond all hope that maybe they do. But
Mm.
Rob says, my PS4 hard disk drive recently was corrupted and the HDMI is flaky. So you covered and restored the hard drive, traded it in, and got a new PS4 Pro. But he's
Mm-hmm.
kind of upset that he wasn't told about the God of War bundle. He's time to fire off an email and call corporate and complain.
Mm. Those
It's a nice
corporate
bundle.
emails.
It's a nice bundle. It's nice. Eventually, I know
Word.
I'm gonna need a new one because I don't know. Maybe Skynet is the beginning in my PS4.
You
Maybe that's how the
never
war
know.
started. It is because one console was jealous that it wasn't being used enough.
Yeah, right? It's an interesting thing. That's pretty crazy. So microtransactions is not going to be a thing for God of War. You know, that was made clear. So we're gonna have a link in the show notes for most of the things, with the exception of the Spotify thing. I think we're gonna have show notes for pretty much everything. Next thing on the list is how Nintendo won the market with the Switch. That graph was interesting to me on that thing. So I'm not gonna open up the screen because I don't want any choppy audio on my side, since I haven't heard anybody in chat saying that my audio was creepy in the last just 20 minutes or whatever. But that graph is very telling how fast the Switch is selling, obviously, and running away from everybody else. And as we spoke in recent episodes, there's no need to do another version of the Switch so soon because this thing is still selling like hotcakes.
What I found interesting about the graphic that they provided, is it's basically on a scale of the first year sales in millions. I didn't realize the
Right.
Xbox One was so low.
Yeah.
So this is they're comparing all the different platforms from Wii U, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, the Wii, and the Switch.
Right.
So when I saw the Xbox One, the first year in sales was
Hmm.
7 million. And so the PS4, like the PS4, I didn't realize was almost double that at 13.5
Absolutely.
million. And then you have the Switch, who's coming in just above that at 14.8. I didn't realize the one suffered that much year
It
one.
suffered tremendously,
It was
which is
huge.
why there were so many conversations. Because if you recall in the beginning, they started putting out the numbers as far as how many selling for the Xbox One, and then up on until a particular point when they were like 2-1, PlayStation versus Xbox, then they stopped and they started promoting their Xbox Live numbers versus the actual, sell throughs of the system. And then they started making the changes on the power dynamics of the system, not allowing to connect to use the power from the system, and they were started disconnecting the connect from the unit itself in terms of selling it as a bundle, then selling it separately, then fading it out, then all the different changes that they made to try to get back to a place where yes, the Xbox One is a gaming system, not a full-blown entertainment thing. And now they have the most powerful console in the world, which is the Xbox One X. So many different adjustments in the last couple of years. And then Phil Spencer's when he came in, he pretty much got everybody excited back, which I'm not sure exactly where you are in the conversation with the Kevin Dent thing. He kind of talked about that a little bit too,
I didn't get
which,
that point yet.
well, see, I'm glad I said it that way. Yeah, that's good stuff. That was good stuff.
What
Woo!
what I also took away from this is that
Right.
for those first year sales, the Wii U is the lowest at 3.9 million that first year. What I liked is that you can obviously tell that Nintendo took the time to evaluate what they did wrong, make those changes, make those adjustments, and when they came back with the Switch, huge, huge difference. Like
It's
they were like,
huge.
nah, we're not gonna get this wrong for a second time in a row. And obviously they did really well. I didn't buy the Wii U. I mean, I was okay with my Wii. I said this before in previous shows, but the Wii U was not impressive. And because of the Wii U and people that I knew that got it that wasn't impressed owning it, that's what made me officially like not officially initially very wary about wanting to get the Switch day one
Mm,
or and really wanting to touch it because I really wanted to see what there was that was going to come out, how it was going to be implemented, and how it was going to be received in the games that are going to come out with the library. Um, before I made that decision, I think that very soon, probably in the next year, I will want to own a Switch. I'm hoping to see that if there's any good deals come this holiday season. Although Nintendo is notorious for not having as great of sales and deals on their games or their consoles as PlayStation or
well, it
Xbox
makes no
does.
sense to do
But
that right now.
yeah, I do want to own it, and there's it's a nice family fun console to have, and having that mobility and I think one of the complaints initially before the Switch even came out was like, oh, why would I want to take my home console out when I have a 3DS? I see a whole lot more people lately that bring both their Switch or and
Mm,
their 3DS together. So I
mm,
even have like for those long breaks at work, we have some people who have their Switch and they'll set it up at the lunch table and they'll play Monopoly or um, like my son even says that he has friends who bring their Switch to school. They play at lunch.
mm.
So obviously Nintendo's doing some great things. They're adding a lot of value to their libraries. They're adding a lot of value to their customers to want to have it. So
Absolutely.
it makes sense. I mean, in the same infographic, PS between the PS3 and the PS4, obviously they made huge differences and changes too because they improved in their sales as far as the first year does. And obviously when this next gen came out for the Xbox One and the PS4, it was very obvious between both of their announcement of their consoles where, you know, it was very obvious that Sony was going to win that first year. Um, but
Yeah.
nowhere on the level of what the Nintendo Switch has done.
It's a
So
monster. That thing is crazy. And they're doing really well. I've been very fortunate. Um, As when the PS3, when I received that, I still think it's one of my best, as I mentioned in previous episode, media systems. I mean, if you can get a media unit and have it in, just connect Wi-Fi to it. You don't want anything crazy. You just want something for another room that's not too expensive. PS3 is still a solid unit for media consumption. I'm still promoting it if I need to, that kind of a thing. So that's what's going on there. As far as that is concerned, Nintendo Direct, a couple of things came out of that. I think that was about a half an hour. What did you get from that Nintendo Direct, Daniela?
I'm not so interested in a lot of the Mario games, really.
Okay.
I mean, I know they catered a lot of those Mario games to their huge fan base. It's just not for me.
Okay.
However, there's like some little things that I am interested in. Like there's one that had to do with sushi. I think it was like the
Okay.
sushi
Okay.
striker. I like little cutesy games like that that makes absolutely no sense. But I do. And I thought that was absolutely adorable. What was it called? Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushiro.
Mm.
I thought it was adorable. Anything that had to do with Detective Pikachu, I was on it, especially if it's gonna have that their new amiibo. Um, I'm just not your typical Nintendo fan. And I feel like I missed out on that really because a lot of people were super hype about things that were announced and things that are coming. But I'm very like, that's cool, I guess.
Right.
I'm excited for those people who really love those things, but here I am.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for Sushi Striker, which has nothing to do with, Yoshi,
First party
Mario, or
title.
anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Nintendo games hold their value really well. Mario Odyssey is so good, says Rob. Yeah. So Super Smash was announced.
Yes.
All right, I think. So that's exciting. And it seems like every game that we really enjoyed on other platforms, those games are being ported in some way, shape, or form to the Nintendo Switch, and that's really exciting. So the replay value on that alone is amazing, right? And I think that going back to what you were saying about the Nintendo Switch and owning one, that is really making me even more interested in the system, hybrid system itself, because there's so much content coming out for it, and they're building, I think, their online store that's in process if it's not already up, as far as the eShop is concerned. So there's so much going on with them right now that is so good. And as you said, they learn from their mistakes, and that's ideal, right? Companies should learn from their mistakes and then implement a better product, a next release or next phase or whatever. And Nintendo has done just that, and it is to be commended. And if people are interested, Mario's a plumber again. If you cared, right? That's a thing. Yeah, excitement, so much excitement right there. And
Okay. Unless you're gonna
so much
come out
excitement.
and it's just like a plumbing simulator and it's just Mario.
So much excitement. All right, so yeah, so Inside Xbox is making and that's exciting for me to engage again there. I think they're going to be releasing that on Saturdays, if I remember correctly. Correct me on that. We fact checked a lot of things, but not everything. But I think it's going to be released on a Saturday schedule, from what I recall seeing, and I may be completely wrong with that. But the fact that Inside Xbox is coming back, and the fact that it was gone to begin with, and it should have stayed, it should have never left, which we actually discussed that in the Kevin Dent interview. Definitely check that out. The bonus that was before this, which is episode 393. That I want to hear your thoughts on that once you finish that whole conversation. But Inside Xbox, are you excited, Danielle?
Yeah, I am. I love those behind the scene things and those interviews because those are type of interviews that I mean, not everybody can get.
Right.
They're very exclusive. And it's a very personal type of interview. So I'm like I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be a part of it. I'm gonna pay attention. I wanna see what they have. I mean, I might not be the biggest Xbox fanboy, and it's obvious that I like my PlayStation more. But Xbox is a good console. It's lacking content. It's lacking things to get you excited for it. It's
Right.
lacking things to make you interested. And this is one of the things. And yeah, it doesn't have to do directly with the console. It's not going to get me to necessarily play it unless they're going to announce something really great. But I feel like this is your first line of finding out that information of like games and 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 stuff coming out. I mean, they're even going to have information about the Duke. So I mean, that's peripherals.
Mm. Okay. Question for you.
What's up?
Do you listen to the um the PlayStation podcast, Xbox podcast, or the Nintendo podcast, the big company podcast? Do you listen to those at all?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
don't. I kind of do that on purpose in a way. I'll watch content
Okay.
like inside Xbox, but when it comes to podcasts that are really funded, me mainly behind Sony made their own PlayStation podcast. I really don't because it doesn't feel necessarily as genuine as I would want it to be. Because
Okay.
in my mind, I'm thinking like, how much are you being paid to say this? Is it you're only promoting it and only feel good about it because obviously it's on your platform, it's your exclusive. It's the same reason why I don't really pay attention to game reviews and thoughts from Game Informer. I really don't because I don't
Interesting.
like I can't. You can tell me to your blue in your face that oh yeah, these are my honest opinions, this and this. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't know.
Hmm.
That's debatable. So I don't really listen to podcasts or things like that. I mean, I know they're not necessarily going to be giving, game reviews for this things, but I don't necessarily support companies in that sort of fashion to listen to
Okay.
content that they produce in that way.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's what's going on with that. Next thing we have Call of Duty Black Ops 4 announced plus teaser. Daniela.
Why me? Because I'm going to be such a hater. I'm going to be such a hater for
I
this.
have to ask because you're with me. We're hanging out. I got to ask.
Well, I'm not surprised. Nobody should ever be surprised because this is around the right time for them to be announcing it. So it's Black Ops 4. Yay. Oh, yay.
Yay. Okay. All right. I only like game reviews that do not give scores, which is far and few between. I like those too, Rob. Those are pretty dope. I like the conversational, ideological, somewhat technical specs, give or take, depending on what we're talking about. Those are really, really cool. Yeah, I definitely dig that. Call of Duty, excited about that. Obviously, still am a fan. Not as active as I used to be playing Call of Duty all the time. That has changed. That has sensed change. I guess I'm looking for different experiences, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, and Call of Duty, excited about that. Black Ops 2 is still one of my favorite Call of Duty games to date. That was really good. And this World War game, that title is really good. Not World War One, but that game. I'm really enjoying that when I play it. That kind of a thing. Go ahead.
I'm just a hater. I'm just so sick and tired of seeing it.
Don't be a hater, Daniela.
I'm drinking my haterade over here.
No, don't
I,
do
I
it.
just I don't know. I'm just not really impressed with it. I'm glad that they're not going with space AG stuff again. I know that was not well received. Nobody really liked it. Um, Still to have something new, and I guess having a continuation isn't so bad. Black Ops wasn't bad. I'm just overall
Mm,
kind of over Call of Duty in general. I don't
okay.
care what they make. Unless
Not
they
even the
make like
zombie sections of it. I mean, those are pretty dope, right?
I'm not gonna go and play the series again or buy it just for the zombies.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not worth my money to go and do that, but it just I don't know. I'm just burnt out on it.
You're burnt out.
But they're gonna have what? They're gonna have a community event May 17th. So we will
Word.
probably be expecting to see something at E3, obviously.
Word.
So we can check it out there, and maybe we'll see if it changes our mind. Who
Maybe.
knows? I won't. I as much as I don't like the series, I will give it a try. Initially, I won't pay for it. I'll go and play at a friend's house or somebody else has it, sure. But for the most part, I'm not always really impressed.
Okay. Fair enough. And last but not least, the big announcement for this past week, the Division 2. That I think from the state of the game, I'm excited about this one. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get to finish the first division. I didn't. I know you know what? Okay, I will say this. What I was surprised about is how many people are super pumped for it.
Yes.
Super pumped. I didn't I don't know if it was just me, but I didn't realize how well received the game was initially. Like I know some people played it, but a lot of people fell off of it. And then they've been coming out with a lot of content and pulling a lot of people in, and they've been enjoying it.
Right. Right.
But it didn't really dawn on me until they kind of did that little short, quick teaser. Like it didn't even show anything really. It was just Division 2.
They don't need to.
How many people were so pumped and hyped up about it? Like,
It's the
okay,
Division.
that's a lot. Like,
But
I didn't.
you said why? But you said why? Because the momentum of the content creation and giving you stuff to do from when it was quote unquote broken to now has been like the value has been tremendous.
So
So yeah.
this is something that I am looking forward to seeing at E3. That is
Yeah.
the one thing that they said. More information at E3.
Yeah. So can you imagine if they announced Destiny 3 right now? Who would care?
Buddy, because they're gonna be
Nobody.
like wondering.
Yeah, because the current state of Destiny 2 is like it's in a rough spot. So there's no need to announce anything but fix whatever you need to fix and then announce anything that you're going to do. So the roadmap also they announced for the Division map, which will have the link in the show notes for that. But the fact that the game really listened to the community, applied the things that they need to apply, and this is where they are now. It's a great place, and I think that that is every developer's dream, right? At this stage of the game, to listen to the community, apply the things that they're saying, and make everybody happy. Not everybody, but a good portion of people be happy with the product that they have out. So seeing the transition, the progress for the Division, and the fact that I've played it recently also, even I don't have the expansion pack um, that you can get for additional modes. I'm still content with the things that I play on when I jump on there. So
It is like you said earlier in the show. It's gonna be what if Division or not Division Destiny doesn't fix. What's missing that they're saying to make people love it again. It's gonna be Division. It really is.
yeah, it's not a good look for them right now. So that's what's going on with that. Any final thoughts, comments, questions in the chat? That was the final topic for the show, episode 393. Daniela, what's on your mind right now as we wrap up?
I'm always happy with our shows.
It's
And
pretty good.
now I have to go back and be responsible and finish all my meal prepping. I'm not looking forward to that. I still have to get the breakfast and the lunch and the snacks all sorted out.
Mm.
But it should be a lot easier than it was last week. So the hard part is over. I just have to go finish. And then I can
Yeah.
relax.
How long do you have to do? How much? How
I
much?
want to
Many
say
more hours?
probably like 2 more hours.
Okay.
And it's
All
only
right. So
because
you,
it's a lot of bunch of small things. So then I can
okay.
just do nothing for a little bit and go and watch the Far Cry 5 Eden's Gate. I didn't get to. That's kind of it.
Then
It's gonna be my
we'll figure
evening.
out the movie and stuff. So yeah, I will definitely keep you posted, guys, on the things that we're doing for sure. Definitely follow us here, as well as the bonus episodes that are coming out. They will be labeled bonus. They're candid conversations with different individuals that I'm meeting, as well as that we've met in the past. New voices. That's what I'm really looking for at this stage and the game right now. And definitely the episodes, the numbers themselves, as far as like 394 and on, are going to be here with you guys for sure. So we're maximizing those things, and we definitely want to have content for you, whether it's directly to the podcast feeds or here. And these are the things that I have right now as far as thoughts are concerned. And if for nothing else, Daniela, any final thoughts? And definitely close us out.
Oh, thank you for following Aura or Angelo. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks for the follow for sure.
And with that, I will close us out. So, thank you for watching and listening to us on the show. If you have any feedbacks, tips, or questions, anything that you want to add to us that you weren't here live with us, you can email us at community@theshowradio.info. And if you're always on the go, you can never miss a show by subscribing to us by visiting theshowradio.info/listen. You can also watch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/theshowradio live and follow us there. For pretty much everything that we talked about on the show today, you can find it on our notes by visiting theshowradio.info. And until next time, thank you guys, and it's been a wonderful episode 393. You guys for 394.
Peace.